Going live, possibly.
Perhaps.
It could happen.
You don't know.
Sometimes you just never know. It says we're live for 4 seconds.
Hello.
Let's see if we can get some
Hello,
preview
hello.
going in here. Lock that in place. Look at that. Video. How's everyone doing tonight?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
I worry about you sometimes. Get my old man glasses off my head. Sorry, we're doing a new camera video setup before. The one we bought way long ago. Finally got around to getting the power adapter for it and trying to get it set up, see if it works. My beard is doing something like
It's doing its own thing.
Where's it? I don't know where it's going. Anyway, how's everyone doing tonight? Oh, let's see here.
I'm gonna like the stream. Oh, I did like the stream. I knew that. I was just checking.
You're on top of it.
What I will say is that I cannot read squat.
There we go. Whoop. Ah.
Yep.
Why is it jumping around on me like this?
I don't know.
Here we go. Trying to get her chat window set up so she can actually say hi to everyone.
Hello.
I know we shouldn't really let her, should we?
Daughter Ross says the background is fuzzier than the old cam. Yes.
It's supposed to be. The background is supposed to be fuzzier. Highlights us more.
Yeah.
So we're not using. So before we used a webcam, and we were using, in fact, for people who are interested, the Logitech. So I don't know what model it says. C something. It's not on there. You can't see it. It just says Logitech. Which is a really good webcam. Back when it was released about 4 years ago, it was $120. It was the corporate use webcam. We used that for years for the live streaming. We bought a Canon M200 last year, but getting it set up proved to be a bit of an issue, so it got put on the back burner. Anyway.
Oh, -30 in Manitoba. That sounds terrible.
That sounds like someplace I'm not going right now.
Trilling for Dollar says you're in mono tonight. I have no idea.
We are in mono. Some people were complaining that a lot of people like to listen with one headphone in. Like they're doing work and they have one earbud in, and they're saying they're only getting half the conversation. So we're trying some different setups tonight. It's experiment night.
And Mater said, "Good evening, Jeff and Jesse. Finally got a negative result. Yes.
Congratulations.
That's super awesome. And just for everyone's education, my cup does have a problem. So every time I take a drink, I'm dribbling all over me, and I'm aware it's a problem with the cup.
I want to see this.
No. You can watch the video later.
All right, let's say hi to everyone first. Trolling for Dollars. Sonic Chris is in the house. How you doing, man? James Green, Felonious Deer, PT, Killing King, Novus Nick is here. How you doing?
Hey.
Trolling for Daughters, Daughter of Ra, of course. By the way, out of the blue, I got suggested a book on Amazon called Daughter of Ra. I was like, someone's sending me book suggestions. Or my phone is listening to me. Frank Landgraf is here. Steven is here. Daughter of Ra, PT. Scorpion Sunday's in the house. Who else? Renzo Vic. Can never pronounce that right. Anyway, let's jump into the comments here. Where did you all go last week? We had ISP issues. We have this wonderful ISP called Wisp West who likes to provide absolutely no service. In fact,
don't use them.
Good chance they'll probably disconnect the stream tonight.
Yes. Chris with the 199 super chat. Good evening. I finally caught a stream.
Yay!
Hey, I hope that you are doing well. I am going to ring the bell, so if you are bell sensitive, be aware. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Thank you.
Anyway, let us know what you think of the video feed tonight. I am aware that it is not perfect by any means.
Right.
We're trying to get the lighting set up at the last minute. I'm not particularly happy with the lights. The lights we have are more fill lights. We need to get some actual like LED soft lights right here in front. Then we'll get those to fill in the back. We have all sorts of plans, but you know how these things go. It takes time to get that kind of stuff implemented. Let's see what else is going on.
Why do I not have a thingy?
What thing did you want?
The comments thingy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Actually, I need to do this.
Or do you just want me to do stuff on my phone?
If I take this down here. Boom. Look at that. Oh. All professional like.
Except that I can't read anybody's name.
Sure you can. It's right here.
Can you read that?
I'm working on it. She's very demanding, isn't she?
Super, super demanding.
Oh, anyway. Frank says it's brats and beans for dinner. I love brats. It'll be musical. PT says, hello, Ossicones. Mike says, howdy, y'all. BT Gunner says, hello, everyone. Christian says, hey, welcome back. Missed you last week. Would you ever use Harbor Freight security cameras for your home? Yes, I would. They've gotten a lot better. The latest version are actually pretty decent. It depends on what you need. I'm really reticent to tell people to get 4K cameras. But if you really want to capture what's going on, you need 4K cameras. And then also, how good are the night vision? The stuff that is sold from Harbor Freight is about on par with most of the inexpensive retail stuff that's out there. I rather like it because it doesn't tie you into a subscription service like a lot of the cameras try to do. But it is kind of limited in how big a network you can make.
I know that you haven't gotten there yet, but hey, Princess Jamie, I see you.
Hey, Princess Jamie's in the house. And Charlie for $1 says, you're in Mom tonight. Yep. And Mater's Workshop. We got the negative results. Scorpion Sunday says, hello, Bear family. And it jumped on me. Kirk says, good evening, Bear family. Mike says, hello, I'm watching from Woodbridge, Virginia. Michael Cassandra says, hello from Arizona.
Maters, just because it doesn't say at the Den of Tools, and I'll probably forget by the time he gets to it. I will send you a message. I would say use the Vegas address. He's sending us a care package.
Ooh. Somebody asked, I can't remember, I just lost it. It said they were going to be buying the DeWalt DWS 780 sliding miter saw, and what the cheapest price we ever saw on it is. I'm not great on remembering every price off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure I saw it in the high 300s, but it was like a Black Friday. It's only like once a year you see it like that. A lot of times you'll see it with the, whatchamacallit, with the miter stand added to it around the holiday season. That said, it's hard to justify getting the 780 over the 779 since they downgraded the 7780's internal components to use the exact same ones as the 779. You're paying a good chunk of money for the drop shadow. There's a lot better options out than the 77 or the 780 these days.
Oh my gosh.
Frank says in stereo though he could take one ear off when there's a bell.
Yep, I hear ya.
We can't win for trying, can we?
That's why I warn you. Yes,
so
I have a drinking
says,
problem.
nope, not me. But is that where you got your name from the book? I'm curious because then I'll have to read the book. Barbecue 76 says, Mr. Bear, what makes you think we want you highlighted? I keep telling her they're not here for me. And hey, real quick, I want to go back to books. So a lot of you know I'm a huge fan of Audible. I've been an Audible Platinum subscriber for almost 10 years at this point. And I've got hundreds, if not thousands of books in Audible that I've read. Because that's what I do. I don't have time to sit down and read a book the way I like to these days. So I put it on Audible and I listen to books when I drive, which used to be a lot more. But anytime I get in the car, I don't listen to the radio. I don't listen to the CDs or anything. I listen to my audiobooks. And, of course, when I'm driving by myself, because some people whine and complain.
Well, it's super fun when you get in the car for like 6 hours and you're 3/4 of the way through the story. And I'm like, what's going on? Who are these people? What's going on? Who are they?
Well, you
Why are they talking?
Last time.
Oh, my goodness. Anyways.
Anyway, I'm listening to a new book that I really enjoy. And it's... what is it? It's was it like never meet in the middle or something like that? Negotiate as if your life depends on it.
Yes.
And it's a guy who's an FBI negotiator.
Oh, yeah. That one's actually pretty good.
Got involved with an experiment at Harvard to see how they're negotiating compared to the business best practices negotiating. And apparently he just destroyed them because the FBI is coming from a standpoint of we can't lose, you know. Right. Whereas most business people are like, well, I'm gonna get the best deal. We're gonna try and work, you know, sometimes meet in the middle, that kind of stuff. The FBI is like,
you can't meet in the middle when you're the FBI.
Yeah, I can't meet in the middle when the middle is like half murdering somebody.
Right. Yeah. That's a
great book,
now.
not terribly long. Check it out.
Daughter of Ross said no. I'm assuming she means about the book.
Really? That's weird. Let me go here. Barbecue 76 is in the house. Says, Mr. Bear, what makes you think? Oh, that's the one I just read. I see I'm having another great day here.
Chris just said never split the difference.
That's right. It. John's Touchpad says hello. Tony Fleming says hello from Roswell, New Mexico. Daughter Ross says, when are you guys going to Vegas? Soon.
Which is why I was saying don't send it to the Montana address. You don't want to drink that.
What is it?
Vodka cranberry.
I haven't had vodka cranberry.
Okay.
I don't like either of those tastes. Yeah, we got to get down there. We got a storage unit that we're going to dump out and trying to condense our life choices.
We're going to liberate ourselves from stuff that we don't need.
We've been reducing. I got to tell you, we're a little freaked out by some of the stuff that's going on in the nation. Not to get in politics, I don't care what side you're on. It's always bad news. And as such, we're trying to make our lives a little more flexible. Anyway, Princess Jamie says howdy. Harden Wood Design says hello from Decatur, Alabama.
Hey! I hope to visit Alabama one day.
Michael Chesnian says, you can't hide from me indefinitely.
That word's indefinitely. Oh, it does have a B in it. Never mind.
No, it's not. Andrew Miller says, evening. Elon says, good evening, Bears. How y'all? We're doing much better. Although I've been fighting bouts of insomnia, but they're getting better.
The insomnia. Now I don't have the insomnia. I still do have the headaches somewhat. I wake up at the time that you're going to sleep.
That's missing something.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Weird.
We'll have a chat about it later.
Frank says, I picked up Fortress 2 gallon compressor. Looking forward to keeping my tires up to snuff. That's a fantastic compressor. By the way, I had somebody ask me something about this, and I realized it's a topic I have not mentioned before, especially for people who have older compressors or looking to buy a used compressor. Most of us know that you need to check the inside of the tank, do the drain, see if the water comes out clear, if there's rust in it, because that's a serious issue in a pressurized tank. The other thing is, as you repeatedly use the tank, it creates stress on the tank. And every tank has an expiration date that's stamped into it. So you should check if you have an older one or you're buying a used one, how old that tank is, because if it's too old, you want to get rid of it. Barbecue 76 says, speaking was internet issues. Comcrap, I guess he's saying speaking of, Comcrap is finally sending a technician to see if they can't provide what I pay for several months after the fact.
Why they can't provide.
Yes. And yeah, I'm in the same situation with Wisp West. I'm ready to ditch them. In fact, we probably would have, except we're headed to Vegas for a month or so. And we'll probably do it when we get back.
Yeah.
Robert Adams says morning.
Good morning. It can be morning where he is.
Okay.
We don't judge. You're allowed to self-identify whatever time zone you want to be in.
Mike Adams says, have you ever thought that your technical difficulties last weekend might have been God's way of making you take a well-deserved break since your CV recovery? Yeah, we both talked about that. And we sat around and we did nothing. We watched bad television and movies. What did we watch?
We watched a good movie. I don't remember what it was.
I remember we enjoyed watching some movie. It was, in fact, it was a movie that we didn't think we would like, and we watched it. Was
it the one that was not children appropriate that was really funny?
That's usually most of them. I don't remember which one you're talking about.
I can't remember. I am like the last person to know the name. It was a comedy. It was something funny. Whew, my drink is strong.
Well, you try to figure it out.
Laughing at really inappropriate things.
Robert says, good evening, Bear family. I'm buying the Delta portable contractor saw. I'm curious, what got you to buy that saw? Now, I'm a huge fan of Delta, but their portable contractor saw just seems to be fairly high priced for the features that you get. Now, I will say this, I'm a hardcore bargain hunter. So, I'm like, I'll sit and wait for that Metabo HPT saw to go on sale or something like that. Harden Wood Design says, have you used the 4.5 inch circular saw from Harbor Freight? Your thoughts? That little tiny one? No, I've not used that one. But the nice thing about the smaller saws is they're, especially for like ripping sheet metal kind of stuff. 4.5, I'm trying to picture a 4.5. Because I don't think they have the little tiny 3.5 ones. Anyway, Halon says, ready to hear some bull. Thursday, YouTube banned Running Wild for 48 hours for violating community guidelines. When I asked for what reference, no response.
That's normal. I mean,
it's getting more normal,
yeah.
Especially since the election. There's a lot of banning and stuff going on. Menace Guy says, I can't choose between Craftsman or Bauer. Maybe Skill 2. What does the bear say? I'm not big on Craftsman. I'll be honest. The new Craftsman, it's a Stanley Black & Decker brand, and their biggest Achilles heels is the same one that all SBD has, and that is their batteries are way overpriced for what you get. I would go with, I love Skill. I think Skill's great. Problem is they don't have a very large selection of tools. I'd probably suggest Cobalt if you're going for the higher end prosumer stuff, Bauer if you're going for the lower end prosumer stuff, and Ryobi if you want something in the middle. And I say that because Craftsman and Skill are in that prosumer space. Michael says, purchased Bauer 90-degree cordless drill, battery, and charger. Cause purchase all three, was given $20 off total purchase. Score. Yeah, you can build your own combos and stuff. I love that right angle drill. I use that thing all the time. Let's see here. Michael says, that's right. You never got back to me at the dimensions on the head. Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to. I'm sorry. I'm not great with time management. For this Bluetooth speaker gizmo. I don't want to spoil for everyone else what you're working on, so I'm not going to talk about it. But it's cool. Barbecue 76 says, I know you covered why you weren't streaming last weekend, but how dare you have a life while we're all waiting for you? Of course, I'm kidding. At least I think you know. At least we think you're kidding. Yeah, I know. It's terrible. And we felt bad. I thought about doing a stream during the middle of the week.
Yeah.
But it's
hard for us. I mean, we really appreciate our Sundays. We really like sharing it with you. And so it felt very weird that we weren't able to. So we missed you guys too.
Maynard, are you going to have a garage tool sale? I don't know, because I've gotten rid of most of my older tools. Mm-hmm. So everything I have now is stuff that was given to me, and I don't like selling that stuff. So I usually end up, I'll be honest, giving it to people in the area that I know about who need stuff, because a lot of the stuff's bigger, it's hard to ship. But probably we'll end up doing a lot more giveaways, on the live stream. I like doing it on the live stream. Mm-hmm. Rather than doing like advertising in the videos and stuff like that, because, I know a lot of other people do that and they get all these big views and stuff. I don't want to give giveaways to people who just show up to the channel new and like, ooh, I'm Johnny come lately.
I'm here for the snacks.
I'm here for the free beer.
Yeah.
And no, we try to save that stuff for for you all, the regular folk who show up every Sunday. Do you plan on selling the place in Vegas? I think we should sell the place in Vegas.
I think we should too. I think some people might step in, but
we don't own the place in Vegas.
We rent.
We rent that house. But man, if we could sell it, that would be an economic. We should write a book.
We could do a video on that.
Property.
Which actually we're not opposed to.
No.
So if you have property, let us know.
But we are planning. We are talking about letting it go. As I said, we're reevaluating a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I
apologize. I have like something in my eyeball.
I spent almost a couple weeks in and out of Alabama several years ago with my dad when he was an OTR truck driver. Oh, that's cool.
Totally jealous. That is like a dream. Like that is like a dream vacation for me.
And Barbecue 76 is using his own special way to remind people that you need to put at the Den of Tools, like it says, right above the draft's head there. Because if you do that, then we actually read your comments. In fact, we read every single comment that has an Eleanor in it. Hello,
Yes.
Eleanor.
Right above the
Come here and say
ossicones.
hi.
Hi, hang on, I have to close the door.
Really? That's the way we're going to be? There she is. How's my princess?
Good.
Anyway, so we always read those messages. We may take us a while to get to them, so please don't repeat your question because we will get to it. But as he says here, he says, at Den of Tools, I bet at Den of Tools reads this message directed at Den of Tools because I put at Den of Tools in the message. I want at Den of Tools to read. So remember at Den of Tools if you want to read it. See, so I read it. Donna Rouse says, can't wait. I can't pick my time zone. Okay, bedtime. What?
You okay?
White Church Farm Outdoor says, dang it, I miss the bargains that I see on here. I need to get out more. You know who misses more of the bargains? I do. Mm-hmm. I miss all the bargains because I'm so busy telling you guys to get about the bargains that I don't have a chance to go to the store to get the bargains half the time. Robert says, a flying half will be, says hi, but she'll be in Florida for the day. That must be nice.
Hey, I do have to say, Mrs. Adams, I have been thinking about you a lot. I know that you're not watching right now. But with everything going on in the world and flying, and people are just not very kind. I really feel like sometimes hard things in life or in the world bring out the best of people, but it also brings out the worst. And so you are in my prayers every single day because you have a hard job. So I'm thinking about you.
Where was I? For Halon says, good movie we watched Friday since we couldn't stream was called Spencer Unconfidential.
I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to Google.
I don't think you should.
Well, based on that, I'm going to.
Frank says, the good morning got me thinking. Our pastor, no matter what time it is, says good morning.
That's right.
I know people like that. Mike says, I watched Blazing Saddles again last Sunday. No matter how many times I watch it, it's still funny. It's one of the top 5 funniest movies in the world of all time. I love that movie. Mater's Workshop says, movie line trivia, never give up, never surrender. That would be with a Star Trek ripoff, the parody. What's it called? Come on, Commander. What was it with?
I am like the worst person to do this with.
She is absolutely terrible. We could have done something
don't
5
do
minutes ago.
like,
I'm like,
what is
remember
that called
thing
at bars?
we did?
What is that thing?
Trivia?
Yeah, don't do trivia with me, like ever. Unless it's like super, super weird.
Coupon specific trivia.
Yeah. Or like, how do you load a tanker?
Galaxy
I
Quest.
can know that, but
That was it.
I don't know like normal things like who sang a Madonna song? Madonna.
I can't believe you can't remember Galaxy Quest because the dude from Monk is in it.
Tony Shalhoub.
See, that
Okay.
she remembers
How do I know that? But like, what's my middle name? Who
because
knows?
you're a dork.
Yep. Super big dork.
Super big. I am too. I
know
just
what
do
I'm
a
gonna
better
say
job
about
of
it?
hiding it.
You know what I'm going to say about that?
Oh my gosh, what?
You married it.
Yeah. Steven says, speaking of 4.5 inch circular saw, I unfortunately haven't had the chance to use the Tack Life one yet. What? Are you serious? I'm sure there's something of Daughter Ross that you could have cut in half with that.
What? We're not cutting anything of Daughter Ross in half. Unless
Speaking
it's
of
a
which,
sandwich
she
and
says
she
Jesse is also not good at remembering things. At this point, we are at Valentine/Easter pencils.
I totally have Christmas, and I have Halloween, and I have Valentine's. I totally need to mail it out. Honey, you should remind me to mail out the pencils to Daughter of Ra.
I'm going to throw your ossicones across the room. Did you bring me a drink?
Nope.
You suck.
Did you clear a spot for me?
I was busy getting this whole new contraption set up.
I'm the talent, so I'll be right back with your drink.
You
Dear.
don't have to give me a drink. I'm just teasing, baby.
Bella's like, I'll drink your drink. Hi. Do you want to say hi?
The dog has gotten so good these days that that when I start recording, when I set up the camera, start recording, she looks up, goes, humph, and walks into the bedroom and gets on the bed so she knows so that she's not walking around because her nails make these little clicking noises on the wood. She's a good hound. What?
Internet's going bad for me. So
What are you doing on the internet?
I didn't.
You streaming?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Go on. Great. He's saying he's having internet issues. What else is new? Hold on. Give me a second. Let me look at my stream over here. Oh, look. Bitrate is lower than expected. Who could have noticed? By the way, Wisp West. Ichiban-san. Oh, my gosh. All right. We'll keep going here. Killing Case, Kill King 10 says, or 110, my small wood splitting axe came 2 days ago from Amazon. If you're not ready for what's coming down the pipe, then prepared for serious hardships. Yep. That said, I've got some good investment in Bitcoin, and we've been doing pretty well in the stock market. All I'm going to say is BlackBerry. If you're going to say GameStop, we've already missed the boat on that. The next big rocket to Mars is BlackBerry. Halo says, I hope Porter Cable finds home at Menards. That would be interesting. Andrew Miller says, yes, Stanley Black & Decker batteries are high price, but so is Milwaukee Tools. And honestly, Bauer and Hercules lines are not much better on cost anymore. Oh, they really, I just did a price comparison, and on average, once you buy an entire set and everything, you're looking at more than twice the price to get into Milwaukee than you are from the Bauer or Ryobi lines. The Dirty Seas says, what's your favorite book you've ever read, not including the Bible? Boy, that's a hard one. So first off, I'm a huge fan of, I grew up reading a lot of sci-fi fantasy. So I'm a huge fan of Frank Herbert's, the old Dune sagas. I read the David Eddings Belgorod series, Isaac Asimov's Foundation trilogy. I read a bunch of the Shannara stuff as a kid. I read, what else I read? You know what I did read that, everyone says like you have to read is, what was it? Something in War. War and Peace. I read War and Peace. What a melodrama POS that thing was. Oh my gosh. Everyone's a prince. Everything is so terrible. It's so tragic. They're so in love, but they can't have. Oh my gosh. I thought I was watching a freaking Mexican. What do they call those things? The soap operas?
The novella?
Yes. I think it was terrible. There's a lot of books that I've read. I should come out with a reading list of stuff that I like. I don't read a lot of.
Oh, hi.
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 I don't read a lot of.
Oh, she was just up on her.
Hi. Hold on. We got.
She must be okay.
Hey, gentle. You will be gentle. Thank you. Enough with the tongue. Yes. They've all seen you. They all know you're wonderful. Go away.
You are super wonderful.
Oh, you're a good hound.
She's like, Dad, I want you to acknowledge me and rub my ears.
Yes.
Why don't you go lay down? Go lay down.
I think she wants dinner.
She already had dinner.
I think she wants it again.
She wants secondsies and thirdsies.
Oh, she's a fat hound.
She says outside is beautiful but cold.
Yes. I'll have to do a reading list, or maybe one day, one of these live streams we'll go through we'll do a book club version. We've done movies and music and stuff. All right, I got to catch up on some of this stuff.
Do you need something?
What?
Talking to our son.
But I
Oh.
can't ask, so.
Okay.
Group Jet says, I didn't miss you at all last Sunday. LOL, I could sleep like a normal peep.
Hey, are you in London? I was trying to figure that out the other day. You can message me directly. I realize you don't need
Michael says, as for the headrest Bluetooth amplified speaker, feel free to talk about it. Been making parts to fit a gel cell 12 volt 7 amp battery into a Harbor Freight plastic ammo can, working well. Got 6 to make. So what he's making is a speaker system that connects in between the posts of your headrest. So as the driver, you can have your sound coming in right behind your ears. Now, wearing a headset or something like that, it's Bluetooth, connects to your phone or whatever device you have. It's a pretty cool setup. The PT says, hello, Turtle Girl.
Ellie Bell. PT says hello. Robert
Hey.
Adams, I know that you're not there yet, says got a 2-day drive out to Charlotte next month to deliver daughter's stuff from storage. Need to fly out to Vegas to have dinner with you guys.
Ooh.
Let us know. Cuteness.
Barbecue says, yay, you said giveaway. Did I win? I picked a number. It was the right number. You won because I'm here. What did I win? What giveaway? Oh, shoot, I forgot to enter. Daughter Ross says, Jessica, we can pick our time zone. I pick one where I can go to bed.
I hear ya.
Scott Brown says, what do you think of Hart tools at Walmart? I think they're not bad. They're essentially they've taken Ryobi, because they're made by TTI. Same people make Ryobi. They've taken Ryobi. They've made it a little bit less expensive. They cheaped down on some of the parts, but they also redesigned and made some of the stuff better because they could go back to the drawing board. They have a better battery system. I've never been a fan of that internal, battery, post system that Ryobi uses. Yes, I know they promise not to switch, and if you're in Ryobi, that's fantastic, but I don't like them.
Just reading your feed because I read mine.
And they do have some good deals on it. I really would like to see the prices come down a bit. I think they're a little bit high, but I also think that is because they're a newer tool and that people get excited about it. I think that in about a year, things will start to settle down. They'll have a bigger platform. They'll have seasonal sales, and that's like Black Friday and stuff like that. And I think we'll start to see really competitive pricing between them, Ryobi, and other entry-level prosumer grade tools. They got some great accessories. All right. The Hart, the Keter version of their folding table is really cool. They got some other great stuff, some decent hand tools that go on sale at really good prices. The Trillion for Dollars says, remember, house prices are going way up. So if your rent is locked, might be a good time to hold on to it. No rent control in Vegas. Suzu says, what part of Montana are you from? I lived in Billings from 98 to 90. We're in Livingston, just down the road from it. Was it 90? Nicholas says, when does Harbor Freight typically do a sale on the U.S. General line? Whenever their marketing department decides to get off the sauce. I don't know. They do different things on different parts of the different lines. There's real no set time or rhyme and reason to it right now.
Giraffe ossicones.
Kill King 110. I'm start referring to you as KK10 because that's just too long to say and it's too much alliteration. So KK10 says, I recently got exposed to COVID 2 days ago, so I quit. So I'm in quarantine awaiting test results. Sucks being paid to sit on my butt when I'd rather be on my feet at work. Yes, I totally get that. I hate being in quarantine. Sucks, period.
Yeah.
Much less just not being able to get stuff done.
Try to make the best of what you have. Like watch that movie you haven't had time to watch. Work on that project that you said you're going to get to that you just haven't had time. Rest, because most of us don't rest enough.
I'll be honest, I'm trying very hard not to do work on Sundays. Mm-hmm. Have a day of rest, respect that and everything. And I still find myself sitting there going, I could do this and I could do this.
Well, it's like when I used to work from home. Like I would get up super early before the kids would be awake. Mm-hmm. I would start working. I'm like, oh, I just have this one last project. Oh, I have this one client in China or I have this one client somewhere that's in a different time zone. And you were really good at reminding me, your time is worth something. And I was giving so much of it up.
Yeah, she was working way too much. She was delivering way more than she should. But that's just because we're both kind of workaholics when it comes to that sort of thing. Yeah.
Well, and you get an idea, oh, I got to work on this project and 4 hours goes by.
Yeah. Here we go. Eric says, Bauer or Hercules random orbital sander just work on small projects like refinishing furniture. I'd get the Bauer. it's unless you specifically need a higher end cordless. I'm not a big fan of cordless sanders to begin with, so that's another. I get the Bauer cordless, and probably be just fine with that. In fact, you're gonna get more mileage out of getting better sandpaper than you will out of the sander itself.
Agent Pepsi 1. Hey, I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. $2 super chat. You were right. Tip on Makita versus Porter cable.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for the super chat. If you have sensitive ears or are bell avoidant.
Why don't you use the, whatchamacallit?
Well, I like using this.
That's what I was going to say.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, you just make everyone hungry.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Makita, and it's really hard to go wrong with choosing Makita. Michael Chesney says, Galaxy Quest? Yes, Galaxy Quest. Jody says, I'm close to Alabama in southern Tennessee. Glad to see the bear and the missus. Thank you for joining us. Glad to be here.
Thank you so much.
Robert says she has it easy. No one asks for anything, even though the flights are generally full. It's the gate agents that have the hardest job. Oh,
I can totally understand that.
New York Tahoe, NY Tahoe says Lowe's had no air compressors other than pancakes. Yeah, it looks like they're clearing them out, getting ready to bring craftsmen in. Son of Chris says Galaxy Quest. Daughter Russ says flamethrower. What flamethrower for what? What do they do?
There's a list.
KK10 says, have you seen the new 6.8 Western? I haven't. I heard about it recently. I've not seen it. Michael Costanza says, trains, planes, and automobiles is my favorite. That is pretty good. Michael Chesney says, meth lab break at 15 and 45 after the hour. What, not on the 10s? Halo Wolf says, Spencer Unconfidential with Mark Wahlberg. He plays a cop who is being released from jail. Great movie. Isn't it Spencer Confidential? Because I figured Spencer Unconfidential was the more mature version available on VHS.
Barbecue 76 with the $2.76 super chat. I will not be ringing the bell in honor of your wife. Just heard the dinner bell ring. What are we eating?
I had hamburgers with cheese with the old onion soup mix in the middle of it and a potato.
Yep. And I also made some bacon and some keto pancakes.
The bacon was so good.
Yep. And the keto pancakes are good too. He just didn't have them tonight. He will have them tomorrow morning.
Throttle Power says, love your lab. They are the best. I'm a huge fan of Labradors.
She is such a good girl.
Barbecue 76 says, Donna Ross said, cut the bill in half. Then you'll both have one. Nice. Echo says, interesting to invest in GameStop. If we get time, we should talk stocks because there's been some really incredible stuff going on in the market. GameStop just made a whole bunch of people rich in the past month. Mm-hmm. It's insane. Anyway, what do you think of the new Ryobi Compact HP drill and impact? Seems to be getting a lot of attention. Art asked that one. Art, I don't know. Actually, I've been wanting to get my paws on it. So here's the issue, and I'm looking around because I wish I had a Ryobi battery here. So I like them. I like where they're going with it. I think it's a really cool thing, but that's not a Ryobi battery, dear. That's a Bauer battery.
You're not the boss of me.
It's red. It's not green. It doesn't have the...
You're not the boss of me. Talkie.
I love her, but I do think she's cute. Anyway, one of the things is they put two little notches and add an extra power lead
anytime
in the back for higher power tools. And the HP doesn't take advantage of that. And I need to get a hold of somebody at Ryobi to explain where they're going with this. So, but anyway, I think they look like great tools. I like the compact size. I think smaller, powerful tools is always a good thing. It's funny because being a big guy, people think, well, like, oh, you like bigger cars and bigger that. I want as much power in a small package as possible in about everything that I do. It allows you what?
I'm waiting for you to finish.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, go on, do your thing.
Barbecue 76 with the $2.76 super chat. What part of dinner you just described was barbecued? None of it. Because it is currently 10 degrees here. So we aren't barbecuing anything right now. So I'm not ringing the bell again for Mrs. Barbecue 76. But yes, we are actually excited about barbecuing, and that is one of the things that I am planning to take to Vegas is some of our barbecue stuff.
You're going to take the grill to Vegas?
No, we have a grill there.
Yeah.
You're making faces.
Robert
at me.
says, got a 2-day drive out of Charlotte next month to deliver daughter's stuff to... Oh, you read that one. Jason says, what's your opinion of Gene Roddenberry? I think he's deceased. And
Yes, that was my first thought as well.
I never really read any of his stuff. I watched Star Trek. That's about it. And I would not consider myself a Trekkie. I liked the old Star Trek. I liked the Star Trek-ish. I mean, it was good-ish. I like the movies.
Totally not Gene Roddenberry related or tool related. Has anyone here raise your hand or something? If you have made Scotch eggs and if you have any tips, I'm totally open to learning how to make the amazing Scotch egg.
The Todd says, hello, everyone. Robert says, I'm an excellent at reading technical books, but I get nothing out of reading entertainment books. Michael says, no pug has ever been satisfied with a meal offered they can eat until they pop. Gary says, hit the like button. Hoping from no wind in the Dakotas this week. Going to be cold this week. Yes, it is. Jeff Toohey says, hello from over the hill, planning and new things for the next bonfire barbecue. Can't wait to hear about it.
Super bummed. Yeah.
Soren Anderson says, what kind of hound you got there? Black Lab, or as we like to call Meth Lab.
Meth Lab.
Todd says, hello, everyone. Are the Win and Tack Life the same company? No, but they're about comparable tools.
Wow. VCG Construction with the 1999. I like hearing the bell. Which bell do you want? I'm going to ring the triangle. If you decide that you want the other bell, just let me know. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm going to use our teeny tiny wrench. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much, VCG Construction, for the 1999 super chat.
Is this Vince or who's the other guy there? Do you remember the other
Can't think of the other guy's name right now.
Sorry. I'm not great with names, so.
We really aren't. I don't even know his name half the time. Sometimes I make him wear a name tag.
Who are you talking about?
Who are you? I'm not even sure why you're here. That would be our neighbors setting off fireworks.
Guy YouTuber says, Cobalt still going to sell their compressors online. Who knows? That'd be quite a bit to sell. You want the other bell?
I am so sorry.
Or you want the cowbell? Hold on. Do you want this bell or the cowbell?
He wants this bell. Oh, you mean the cowbell. Do you want the cowbell or do you want the ding ding bell? I'm going to ring this bell. You don't have to do another super chat if you want the other bell. VCG with the 1999 super chat. I like the other bell. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. And we paid extra for the fireworks outside.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys can hear that. Seriously, though, if you prefer the cowbell, we can also do that, too. We aim to please.
Oh, really?
Yes, we do. Who are you again?
Big Bob says, you're going cross-country by pickup truck. You can only take one tool with you. What do you take? No multi-tool allowed. Oh. Crescent wrench.
Todd Weiss, welcome to...
Oh, wow.
I keep wanting to say the wrong word. Thank you for joining us. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing.
Welcome to the Members Club.
Yes. I keep wanting to say the Bearston, and it's not the Bearston.
No. Bob, that's a good question. I like that question. I'll have to think about that some more. But the first thing I thought of is, and let's be honest, the crescent wrench or adjustable wrench is essentially a multi-tool. Anyway, Dwayne says, I'm looking to buy a 14-inch bandsaw to resaw wood and make chairs. I'm looking at Rikon, Grizzly, Laguna, and others. Do you have any recommendations? First of all three of those are good. Laguna, I've heard some negative things on. They have great table saws. And I've talked to a lot of guys. I'm a big fan of bandsaws, so I've done a lot of research, talked to a lot of people on this. So Rikon or Grizzly, I'm probably biased because I had a Grizzly and it was fantastic. It was just beautiful. It had the 6-inch riser block on it, and it was, I don't know if it was 6. It had the riser block on it. It was a great saw. The Rikon is probably as good, if not better, but I'm a big fan of the Grizzly for the money. It's really hard to beat.
Barbecue 76 says, first, you sort of had a grill in Vegas. I've seen it. Second, 10 degrees is no excuse. Third, the bells are not bad. It's the ding, 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 ding. So it's me that you have a problem with. I understand. It's okay, Mrs. Barbecue 76. So do not ring the bell. Not ringing the bell. Barbecue 76, thank you for the $5.76 super chat. I super love ya. Chris with the $4.99. I got a fever, and the only cure is more cowbell.
Wait, and we got to hold on, take your finger out. Cowbell, of course, is as always sponsored by
Brad's Workbench. Okay, are you gonna ring it?
No,
3.
It's yours.
It's okay.
You're the ringer.
3, 2, 1. Whew, that hurt my ears.
One of us cares about you.
Chris, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Princess Jamie with the $5 super chat. I'll take my brain as the only tool.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to ring this one. Princess Jamie, if you want a different one, I totally understand. Just let me know. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Princess Jamie, I'm so glad you're here tonight.
Nailbender says, are you using a broadcast software like OBS? Yes, we are using Streamlabs OBS, which is another version that's built into OBS. For the daily stuff, we use OBS. In fact, I'm actually thinking about switching from Streamlabs to, was it StreamYard or whatever? I don't feel like we're getting all the use out of Streamlabs, and I think there's some features in StreamYard that will work better. So again, change is coming. Well, we like to change things, try them out, see how they work. It's just a tool like anything else. If you get one tool, you get really good at it, and you ignore everything else, you might be missing out something that may be simpler but better, or there's all sorts of different variations. Mike says, I'm curious, since you're knowledgeable on battery systems, I've had my Hercules 20-volt drill and impact gun for over 3 years and just as strong as day one. The old DeWalt never did. It may have to do with probably has to do with the charger, because the electronics in each generation gets better. And also probably the cells in the new Herc are better than the cells that were in the old DeWalt. And as such, if you have a good charger that's smart and knows how to condition the cells, it can make them last longer.
Sorensen Anderson, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I'm going to guess with the umlaut, maybe you're not in the U.S., but I could be totally wrong. Thank you again for the $10 super chat. I'm going to ring this bell.
Could be from Minnesota.
Could be from Minnesota. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Thank you so much. And if I've mispronounced your first name, please let me know. That is like a super pet peeve of mine.
You okay now?
She wants to be in your lap.
She's
She's like, I am a teacup Labrador, and you must respect my teacupness. Yep.
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Dear, okay. Go in Daddy's lap.
Come on.
Dr. Falcon with the $6.16 super chat. Traveling cash. Glad to see you guys bright-eyed. Thank you so much. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing.
I tried to cover her ears to make it not as loud for her.
She enjoys it.
She wasn't having any of it.
Nope. Dr. Falcon, thank you so much for the super chat. Super appreciate it. And Todd Weiss with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. And thank you again for joining us and becoming a member. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Bada bing, 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 bing.
Good
Don't
grief,
hurt me.
woman.
Don't hurt me.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you again, Todd. Have a great night. And thank you again for the $5 super chat.
Let's see here. Do you think you'll have time to get something shipped out today?
Well,
Not today.
Considering it's
Not
6,
today. This week before we leave.
I could ship something.
Okay. We're gonna do a product giveaway. We're gonna do a giveaway.
Just so you know, you cannot give me away.
Oh.
I know where we live. I know our addresses. I know our social security numbers.
So anyway, I accidentally ordered 2 of these rather than sending it back. We're going to give it away. It is a Tecton. I don't have my glasses on. Can you read that? What does it say? Anything interesting?
A Tecton PCT 1008.
Well made. They don't have a lifetime warranty. They come with a... What do they say? They say something else. It's essentially lifetime, like no questions
also
asked.
Got rid of my...
You'll get it back in a second.
You're not the boss
anyway,
of me.
Anyway, this... Here you go. See what
Oh, that's a great picture.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Oh, super sexy.
What?
Yep.
Focus.
Yep.
It's not going
great.
to focus.
Nope.
Anyway, if you're interested...
Just put your finger in there and I'll...
Send an email...
Oh, right. You're going to send
with
it
the
to my
subject
email.
Tecton to, and I'm going to type it in right here. And this is her address. This is DeBear at. All right, send an email there, and we'll get you one of the. We'll figure out the winner probably the next break that we do here. All right, I got to catch up. I'm way behind because you keep interrupting me.
Who are you?
I should hide your chat messages so you can't.
Ooh, hello.
Oh, gosh.
Hi, how's it
Told you
going?
I should.
Owens, Cheap Staff, $5 super chat. Great to see you all. My mother is over the corona and doing a lot better. I am so glad to hear that. Thank you so much for the super chat, Owens, Jeep Staff, and I hope that your mom continues to get better and better. $5 super chat. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Thank you.
I'm going to have hearing damage from that bell.
Whatever. I love you. Barbecue76 with a $5.76 super chat. You're all confused. Ring the bell or not. Bing a ding-a-ling or not. What should you do? Your bing-da-ling is louder than every bell and air horn to us. So are you liking it or not liking it? I'm confused. I'm going to hold up the triangle. Because Mrs. Barbecue76 does not like the bing-a-ling-a-ling-ling-ling. $5.76 super chat. Thank you so much. 3, 2, 1. Not Bing.
You've definitely confused her at this point.
Who are you?
Yeah.
I will be right back.
Holy cow. And now my chat message over here jumped on me. All right, let's jump through some of these because I know we're way behind. Let me catch up here. Steven says, I'm thinking about buying a new miter saw. Narrowed it down to the Cobalt or the Bauer, both 10-inch. Would appreciate your opinion. It's hard to say. The Bauer's been out for a while. I've not used it personally. I've heard a lot of good stuff sorry. I think I got that all wrong. The Cobalt's been out for a while. Heard a lot of good stuff about it. Had a lot of great feedback. I looked at it in the store. It looks pretty good, but that's all I can really say about it. The Bauer, I don't know anybody who has one. I haven't even seen it in person yet. I can't really say. Sorry about that. Grant says, have watched a bunch of your tool videos and I'm a big fan. Any recommendations for an entry-level corded circular saw? I'll be honest, how do I say this? So I had the rigid. In fact, because you can get it at directtools.com, which is the factory outlet store. You can get a really good price on a good middle-of-the-road solid circ saw there from Rigid. I've got the Hercules cordless one. It's fantastic for cordless, basic, cordless kind of stuff. I've had a bunch of them. The other cordless stuff I've had from Harbor Freight was not a fan of that stuff. So many of them have changed over the years. So if somebody else has got something else they want to jump in and add, I used a Makita cordless saw for decades. But I haven't looked at them recently. I don't know what the pricing on them is. If anyone has a suggestion though, please chime in and add that to the list. KB98K says Foundation Trilogy for the win. Read it twice. I like it so much. I read it about every year. I'll take during the holidays or something like that. I'll take some time and I've got the whole thing as a hardcover, and I'll just reread the whole thing. And Beal says, shout out to you guys from Barbados. My first time on your live stream. Are you serious? Because we've had other viewers from Barbados. That's fantastic. We're talking about, we really want to get some traveling in. We've put off traveling for some time because of the Cubs. They were really young, and I wanted them to be old enough to remember the experience. So we've been talking about it. I'm trying to convince the wife to go to St. Thomas later this year, COVID depending. Like if they get the shops open, there's no point in traveling if you can't do anything once you're there. I guess the ocean is always open, but I'd love to go down to Barbados and stuff like that. I love to travel. She loves to travel. So we're trying to get to that point now that the kids are old enough to really enjoy the experience. Olioxy, I think. Good evening, sorry, just joined. Have you heard when the long reach cordless ratchets are going to be released? I have not heard. They haven't given me any release dates, but usually they don't send the cards out for them until they're pretty much ready to ship them out. I expect them in the next month. Frank says, I like the triangle. I do too. It's a lot more pleasant to sound. Eric says, thanks. I was looking at corded. Agent Pepsi says, you two are so welcome. Steven and I have been so busy as of late. We bought several Makita tools, and they are night and day over the Porter Cable ones we've been using on the ranch. They are, I had high hopes for Porter Cable when they came out with that line. I was a big fan of Porter Cable back in the day. I was really disappointed. I always hate dissing people's tools because I know that they're really invested in them. They want to like them. But the Makita is just, it's a whole nother, level of playing field there. Guy YouTuber says, is AMD Ryzen better or Intel CPUs? I'm running on AMD. I think for the money, the AMDs are better. I go back and forth. I'm not brand specific because it changes by the generations. There's a long time where Intel down in the field, then AMD came out. People switch over that. Then Intel up to it's an arms race, and you just got to go with whoever's doing best at the time. Right now, I think it's AMD for the money. Gary says, good thing about what's going on now these days, getting in and out of the parking lot now. A lot easier to find a parking spot. Owen's Jeep Stuff says, always telling Scott to make sure you type in at Den of Tools so that we see it. Yes. Jason says, what's one of the best foreign tool companies you can recommend? More cowbell, please. We just talked about Makita. I'm a huge fan of Makita, have been when I got started, and it was a long time ago when I was a carpenter. But we used a lot of Makita stuff. Sorry, it's really dry here, and it's always gets me in my forehead. The huge fan of Makita from back in the day. I know Terry's here to tell me that I'm wrong about Makita. He says, hello, Bears. How are you? $2 super chat. I'll wait for the missus to ring the bell. If I ring the bell, she gets really miffed at me. Terry's not a fan of Makita. I am. As far as hand tools, Knipex makes fantastic stuff. I'm trying to think of one of the ones over in Japan that's really good, and it starts with an N, and I just can't remember it. It's not one that I use personally, though. Who else is a good one? I mean, Weha and what you call it. There's a lot of great tools. I'm a big fan of, a lot of the German tools. I could be biased. I was born in Germany, so, all the good stuff comes out of Germany. My wife's yelling, totally biased from the other room. Let's see here. Mater's Workshop says, company leader to Raven. Talk to me, Johnny. Company leader to Raven. I don't know what that one is. Alex says, when do you think we'll see a Hercules half-inch impact wrench? Soon. I think it's going to be this year. Probably be second half of the year, though. Agent Pepsi says, are you in Montana now, permanently left Nevada behind? Not permanently, but definitely mostly. In fact, we're headed back to Nevada here shortly. Robert says, going to try to take some brisket and a rack of ribs on the trip. Needs to stay frozen for a day and a half, thinking dry ice. Yeah, anytime you're driving like that with food like that, I always think dry ice too. Owen's, okay, we read that one. Guy YouTuber says, is AMD better? Or was he in the bathroom? He missed the question. AMD right now, I would say go with AMD currently. I think they've got a leg up on Intel. It'll probably change in the next 2 to 3 years. Then it'll bounce back. They go back and forth. Albert says, what is the best cordless drill that Harbor Freight sells? The best is, well, Hercules is considered their professional grade. It's their top line. Bauer's in the middle. Warrior's at the bottom. I've used a lot of the Bauer stuff. I was really surprised. I did not have high hopes for Bauer. I've been surprised with the quality. For an average DIYer, I think they're fantastic. The Hercules one is great, but there's just not the Hercules. It's hard to recommend somebody get into the Hercules line right now because they're just so far behind. They got pushed back because Bauer became such a big thing for them. They had to put a lot of their emphasis into Bauer. And then COVID happened and it got pushed back. So they're like 2 or 3 years behind where they're supposed to be currently with Hercules.
Agent Pepsi 1 says, have a great evening, everyone. Gotta go. Love y'all.
Have a good night.
Sorry.
Terry, there's $2 super chat. I did read it, but I didn't ring the bell.
Even before Terry, did you ring the bell for Carson's Tool Channel?
No, I didn't.
Carson's Tool Channel, it keeps jumping on me, says, I caught the COVID, but I didn't catch
the
deputy. Luckily, I'm asymptomatic.
Oh,
I am
good for you.
so glad to hear that. That is amazing news.
Suck.
Because it is awful when you were, I was going to say awesome. It is awful when you are not. So thank you so much for the super chat. I'm going to ring the bell. What are you doing? 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing.
Sorry.
Do you want to use my shirt?
No, can you get some paper towels? Or a small hand towel? You're sitting on one, aren't you?
Perhaps. I wasn't really.
It was on the back of the chair, and I think I noticed it when you sat down.
And then there is another super chat. So thank you so much, Carson's Tool Channel. Super appreciate the super chat.
Sorry, I have a drinking problem, too.
He does. Terry says, hello, Bears. How are you all? With the $2 super chat. We are doing pretty well. My drink was a little strong tonight, so
We're freezing is what we're doing. It is so cold these days.
It is really, really cold. Do you need to flip it?
I'm like, why did I let her talk me into spending the winter in Montana?
I'm not even going to address that. Thank you so much for the super chat. 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Terry. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing.
All right,
Wow,
I got to catch up
my
on some
hand.
stuff. Aw, poor baby. Felonia says, you can check out Townsend's YouTube channel for Scotch eggs. Rick says, Jeff, thoughts on the Harbor Freight Pro TIG 205. I'm having a hard time with the $1,000 price tag with only a 90-day warranty. Wow. Yeah, I can understand that. And, yeah, when you invest that much, it's really difficult. You know, the way I look at it is this, and this is what I try to get people to understand about the Harbor Freight warranty. You're saving a bunch of money over what you normally buy from another brand. What Harbor Freight does is they give you the option. You can either take the price savings and pocket it, and what I always suggest is take the tool, stuff like that. If it's going to fail, I find it usually fails in the first 90 days. Take it home and just, run it through its paces. Make it do what it needs to do. Stress it out. If it's going to fail, it's going to fail then. If it doesn't, it's probably going to last. The other option, though, you have is if you, instead of taking that big savings, is you can buy the extended warranty, in which case you've got, just a full exchange, no questions asked. This thing doesn't work. I've got the warranty. They're like, okay, we'll get you another one. It's definitely wait for it to go on sale or one of the other big discount sales that happens. But I heard great things about it. I've not used them personally. I've been using the titanium stuff, and I think those are fantastic. But I'm not a big welder, so you got your little bell in hand.
I do. Barbecue 76 with a $5.76 super chat. I was doing stuff, and then I heard brisket and dry ice on a trip. I don't know if you want to cook that when you get there. Need more info. You can't barbecue frozen meat.
Sure you can.
You can.
It just won't turn out very well.
That's right. Thank you so much, and I'm not ringing the bell. So, not bing, bada bing, bing, bing. And
I'm trying to catch up.
Carson's Tool Channel with the $2 super chat. The Japanese tool brand you're thinking of is Nepros?
Yes,
Nepros?
that was the one. Thank you.
So thank you so much. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Thank you so much, Carson's Tool Channel. Super appreciate it.
Michael says, we'll be watching, can't reply, Pug wants to be held. Well, these things happen. Fred says, I'm here for the bear. I thought you were in Las Vegas. No, we're in Montana still.
But we're going to be in Las Vegas soon.
But we'll be there soon. Frank reminds somebody else. Gerald says, any experience with the Skill 12-volt tools? Not personally, but I have seen breakdowns. I've looked at the schematics on the 12-volt tools. They're made by Chevron. These are the same people that make that make the Cobalt tools for Lowe's, that make the Master Force power tools for Menards. They've been a big company behind the scene for years, making OEM tools for other brands. This is their first chance of making tools for themselves when they bought the Skill brand. Everything about them looks fantastic. Everything I've heard from people who have them says they're fantastic. I have high hopes for the brand going forward. Matt says, thank you for saving me money on a set of impact socket extensions from Lowe's. Brickseek had it $79 at my local Lowe's, but another had it at clearance for $20. Yes. Love seeing that kind of stuff. The Lowe's is quickly becoming the go-to for people who are like hardcore serious deal seekers. You got to know how to look for those unicorns over at Lowe's, because when you find them, the savings are immense. Bullnose Gretch says, hey, Jeff, how is your Harbor Freight 17-inch drill press holding up? Well, it's going to get a good test because it's been sitting outside for the past 6 months. We don't have a garage built here. We've been meaning to do it. The price of wood went up and everything, and then the weather hit. So I put a bag over it, and it's been sitting outside. We're going to do some stress testing to see how it does. Other than that, it's been holding up great. Robert says, StreamYard lags on chat updates when a message is blocked. It won't show it blocked until a few minutes later, but great for putting up pics, etc. during a live stream. And DR Falcon says, happy to help out.
Barbecue 76 with the $2.76 super chat. You can always grill frozen hamburger patties. Thank you so much. I'm not ringing the bell, but we're looking at the triangle. Just a reminder, it's top of the hour.
Okay, I got to get caught up here, and then we'll do that. Fred says, Mrs. DeBear, did you show Jeff the picture of my red rifle? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That was quite a setup. I like that. Michael Chisney says, my dentist has one of them. And where was I? Brandon says, have you tried the Harbor Freight compression tester? Would you recommend it, or is there another one you would recommend for small engines? I have not tested it myself, but I did have. Now, this is the old one. I think they replaced it with the new one. The new brand starts with an M. The old one, I heard, was not extremely reliable. The newer one, though, I've not heard back. Actually, I think I did hear back that it was decent. So it starts with an M, Madoff, something with an M. Todd says, I'm looking to buy a miter saw. Never owned one. I don't want to break the bank. I need to build a new deck on front and back of the house. I think the Admiral, when it's on sale, that $170 price range, comes with a blade, is one of the best deals you're going to find for a miter saw, especially if you're working on a deck. You can have wider planks, being able to do the angled cuts and stuff like that. It's a big deal. So the sliding miter saw is going to really help with something like that. I would definitely look at the Admiral from Harbor Freight when it's on sale. Harbor Freight kind of has a lock on value-priced miter saws. Put that down.
Just a reminder, send me an email.
Yes. Fred says, Jeff, did Mrs. DeBear show you my email?
I thought we just talked about that.
Yeah, we think we did too.
Terry with a $5 super chat. Got a Craftsman table saw for $200 new at Lowe's.
Whoa.
Works good. Awesome deal. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Thank you so much, Terry, for sharing that deal with us. And super excited to hear about it.
Born 100 years late says, is Bauer supposed to be a Milwaukee knockoff? Not in any way, shape, or form. People seem to make that accusation a lot, and the only thing I can see as a justification is because it's red. The tools don't look anything like Milwaukee. There's just really no comparison when you look at them. Bauer is specifically designed as an entry-level DIYer to prosumer level tool. It's not designed to compete at the same level or even look like Milwaukee. Michael says heat treat the bell so it shatters when rung. Not a half bad idea. Brian says your thoughts on Astro Tools. Saw they released the 1/2-inch flex head angled impact. I've not used their tools. People have talked about them a little bit. It's one of those ones that's out there that some people talk about from here and there, but I really haven't heard anything about them specifically. Like, not to the point where I'm ready to give out, like, hey, this is a good buy, or you should avoid it. Fred says, I didn't know Germany is the second biggest producers of pork. I had no idea about that. Charles says, saw your video about how much you made on the WD-40 video. I just want to say it makes me real happy when you guys do well. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
If only I could get out 20 more of those videos, I could retire. It's just funny because, and if you guys don't know what he's talking about, we have the other channel, The Bear's Den. And I did a video on that channel because it's kind of, we talk about business, finances, stocks, and stuff like that, where I discussed how much we made. Because people are always asking, how much does YouTube pay you? And it's like, how much do they pay you for everything? How much do they pay you for this? And a lot of people are like, how much do you make if you get a video that goes viral? And this isn't exactly a viral video, but my WD-40 video, did I say that right? WD-40 video?
Yes.
Yeah. Has probably at this point, 1.7 million views. And, so I did a video showing exactly how much we get paid for videos like that. And then also the different variables that go into it, because there's some videos that will do 5 million where the person won't make as much money as my video that did 1.7. And it's because their video was a vlog. It was very general, whereas ours are, in the tool, tubers kind of stuff, are very focused and specific. So like we're talking about a retail product people can go out and buy. As such, advertisers want to advertise on that. Vlog videos, people are like kind of all over the place. What advertiser wants to advertise on it? Yeah, it's people who want to catch a general populace, so you're not going to get as much money for that video. Anyway, that's what that's about. I'm getting too far into that. Princess Jamie says it's back in the 70s in San Antonio after being in the 60s for the average. Ooh.
Wow.
And William says, what is the best impact battery-operated gun to buy? Well, that's a real question because it depends on what you're going to use it for. Here's what I'm going to do real quick, because it's always the best tool for the job, depending on what your needs are. If you're a professional and you got the money to spend, it's probably between Milwaukee, DeWalt, and maybe Makita. I've noticed that Makitas have not been tested as much as they really should be on the interwebs here. But they make great tools as well. I would say the general consensus is that Milwaukee is, but I've been hearing a lot of great things. My buddy Justin Dow has the DeWalt, and he swears by it. And here I am saying DeWalt, and as everyone knows, I'm not a huge fanboy of Stanley Black & Decker. So I'm telling you, you should check out the DeWalt. You should probably consider it. If you're in the prosumer range, like that's the middle road, the Goldilocks zone, I'm going to say you really want to look at the Cobalt. They have a fantastic price on impact guns. And maybe consider, it's kind of hard to say, maybe consider the Earthquake from Harbor Freight. I just wish they had a bigger line that the battery could go with. Then on the lower entry level, I'm going to say the Ryobi and the Bauer are where you want to look at. Michael says, Montana winters help keep the plutonium fresh. The cold slows down the nuclear decay.
Yep.
Mater's Workshop says First Blood. Really? Yeah, it's so long since I've seen that movie. Fred says, I saw a YouTube channel. He went up and down the strip. There is still casinos closed. That's probably the guy that we know.
Tommy Unfiltered.
Yeah.
Las Vegas Unfiltered.
There's also Living in Las Vegas and a couple other ones.
There's a couple other ones, yeah.
I'm just choking to death on my soda.
That's okay. I have done that a few times as well.
AC says, thoughts on the M12 pin nailer. Oh no, I've got the stapler. I haven't used it. I have a buddy who's got the one of the bigger M18 nailers. But here's my thought on these. First of all, I love battery-powered nail guns. And I've not used the M12 nailer. In fact, I'm not even sure that I knew there was an M12 nailer. Mine won't do. Anyway. Point is, it takes next to nothing to sink a brad nail or a pin nail. So it's really hard to screw that up. If you're already in the M12 line, I definitely pick up something like that. That's like the power stapler I picked up. I got M12 stuff. I saw it was on sale at $50. I'm like, yep, I got to grab that. If I saw a nailer in that same line, well, just a second. What are you doing over there?
I'm twisting my hair. Don't be jelly, because I have long hair.
Fred says, man, it rains, it pours. Blasted Kenmore fridge died. I only think it was 6 years old. Didn't go with another Kenmore. Sears is dead. We got an LG side by side. I don't trust Sears. That's awesome. LG makes some great stuff. We've had some LG equipment, appliances and stuff. I liked it. A lot of people would like to go with Samsung. Not a huge fan of Samsung when it comes to appliances. See my video on the washer and dryer. Fred says, we got the new refrigerator at Home Depot. Hiram says, don't speak of that. Don't try to weld with batteries. It is not worth it. Half the voltage and way too much current. With or without the right equipment, you could cause a fire. Was I talking about welding batteries? What?
Maybe somebody else was.
Okay.
Barbecue 76 with the $2.76 super chat, not ringing the bell. And Shaka says, only buy Ryobi. That's right. I'm not ringing the bell. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Shaka's going to light you on fire.
Yep.
Michael says, tool brand name for those of us down on their luck, Murphy, future poor seller. Yeah. Graphs Woodshop says, I just started a new YouTube woodworking channel. Any suggestions for getting started? Yes. Start making videos. Now that may sound snarky, but if you are making videos, keep making videos. The key is getting started and not stopping.
Be consistent.
Yeah. Be consistent. Pick a day of the week and put out, to start with, put out one video every day, like every Monday or every Saturday, whatever. Don't do Fridays. Fridays are generally not great days. Sundays are kind of iffy days. The best days usually for this kind of audience is Monday through Thursday, sometimes Saturday mornings. That said, put out the videos and then try doing 2 videos a week, maybe 3 videos a week. Be consistent. Keep them 10 to 15 minutes long. Be concise and always try to get better. And the other thing is, you need to realize this. Are you trying to make videos for you just to express yourself?
Right.
Or are you trying to grow your channel? Because if you make videos for you, that's fantastic. But doesn't...
But recognize that that's what you're doing.
Yeah. That unless you're only going to attract people who are interested in the exact same thing you were doing. I said early on that we were trying to make videos to help other people. I would add my own twist to the videos, but I was trying to make the videos they wanted to see with the information that I could provide. And that's what we've done all along. My wife's going to cut me off. Apparently she's going to ring a bell or something.
The Pause 101 says, have you tried geocaching? Funny you say that. It is on my list of things to do. I have not really tried it. I think it would be super fun to do with the family. She's
been a huge thing about, I want to go geocaching. I want to go. Not any interest to me.
AC says, at Mrs. DeBear, what's with the yawning? Still tired from COVID. I apologize. Not that I'm not interested. Super interested. Just can't stay awake. Terry with a $5 super chat. Jeff has hair, just has gravity issues.
What?
LOL. You have hair.
No.
Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Thank you. And Christian Allen with the $2 super chat. Going to be a broken record. More good, bad, and ugly videos. That's what I think he means. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Thank you so much.
I'll try and get one out this week. Beal says, have you ever used a miter saw to cut metal tube with a metal cutting blade? Funny you should ask that, but I just did. Why do you ask? In fact, of all people, who was it? Tack Life sent me a saw with a... so I've cut aluminum a lot. Aluminum stuff, usually like square tube kind of stuff, with general woodworking. For those of you who don't know, with any decent blade on any decent piece of equipment, you should be able to cut basic extruded aluminum parts fairly easily because it's about the density of a good hardwood. The Tack Life came out with a saw. It's a 10-inch sliding miter saw that's got a power adjust, and so you can actually turn down the speed to a lower speed setting with a metal blade that you can actually cut steel with it. And Roach Trail says best 12-volt line for the money. It's got to be Milwaukee. Milwaukee just owns 12-volt. There's a lot of great ones that are coming out. I've been working on a video concept about the fact that I think the future is going to be 12-volt. Or it's going to be lower power tools or lower. I'll save it for the video, but Milwaukee has a great one. Makita has a great one. Skill has a nice small entry level system. But I think we're going to start seeing a lot more 12-volt tools or in that kind of power range kind of stuff.
AC, no apologies necessary. It says, my apologies, Mrs. Bear. Hope you get better.
Kevio says, hey guys, long time no talk. How y'all doing? We're doing better, much better. And Fred says, I saw a YouTube channel on Montana elk. Man, they look like giants. I can't believe how big they are. The only thing bigger, moose and reindeer. Actually, I think reindeer are smaller than elk.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they are.
Seen one in person,
elk are just insane, the size that they can get to. And moose look like prehistoric creatures. They really do.
They really do.
The cows are big. A bull moose with full rack.
I'm having issues.
Is just a sight to behold. The pause 101 says, oh, that's one where you asked about geocaching. We were just talking to somebody else about geocaching
Last night at dinner.
Fred says, the moral of the story, make sure when you're hunting moose, you shoot a bull, make sure he's dead, because if he isn't, he's coming after you.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'll be honest, that's any large game animal. Deer, I don't care if you're hunting whitetail, especially if it's got a rack. Make sure it's dead when you get up to it.
Yeah. Step one, make sure it's dead.
Yeah. Here's a clue that a lot of people don't realize. If the eyes are open, good chance it's dead. If it's not moving and the eyes are open, it's probably dead. If the eyes are closed,
beware.
Yeah. You know, it's not like the movie somebody dies and the eyes are closed. No, that doesn't happen. Rick Brecker says, Jeff, I'm thinking about getting the Harbor Freight Pro TIG 205. I thought we answered that one. Did I not give an answer on that one? Anyway, go ahead and ring the bell on it, first of all.
Do you want to read the rest of it?
I'm kind of afraid of the $1,000 price tag and only a 90-day warranty.
3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Thank you so much, Rick, for the $5 super chat.
So, first of all, I've heard amazing things about the Vulcan stuff. I don't have any of the Vulcan stuff. I've got friends who are professional welders. Most of them are plumbers that do industrial plumbing. This is from Central California. They like people who work in the tomato processing plants and stuff. Working with a lot of stainless food grade kind of welding and stuff like that. And most of these guys in their home shops will get something like the Vulcan. They're big fans of it. That said, excuse me, I get spending that much and not having that warranty behind you. So Harbor Freight does it like this. They basically lower the price, and then by not having the warranty in it, but giving the chance to buy the warranty. Basically, you can pocket the savings or you can get the warranty. You have the choice. You buy anybody else like Everlast or something else like that, you don't really have a choice. You're getting the warranty whether you want it or not. Anytime you're dealing with equipment like that, especially the electrical kind of stuff, is that I find that if it's going to die, it dies soon after you buy it. If it's got a design problem. So I always recommend people buy the tool, take it home, and beat on it. Put it through its paces. Really max it out, and see if it's going to hold up. And if it doesn't hold up, well, then you can take it back and replace it within the 90 days. Or, it's up to you. We recently bought whatchamacallit from Harbor Freight, the big generator, the 9000 top line generator. Not a cheap product at all. A lot of money. Comes with a 90-day warranty. We decided because it's going to be a backup system for the house, something we need to be able to depend on, we got a warranty for it. I often recommend that people don't buy warranties and just look at the quality. Basically, who's going to stand behind it, who's the person who's going to provide service for it. With Harbor Freight, they have a really great reputation for standing behind the warranty on that stuff. They basically don't care. They're like, it's a numbers game for them. They're like, bring it in, they'll return about anything, and then you can warranty it. It's really your comfort level. So you got to decide. The Pro Tig, it's the new 205. Heard great things about it, but again, it's your money where your comfort level is. Fred Hill says the moral of the story is make sure. Oh, we read that one. Graf says thanks for the advice. I'm posting every Wednesday at 7 p.m. my local time. I enjoy it and hoping to grow. Here's another piece of advice. Download something called TubeBuddy. There's the free version's just fine, and what it will do is it'll look at your audience, who's watching it, and it'll tell you when they're online. I'm going to tell you, you're probably going to have a similar audience to what I have, being that I'm guessing you're doing wood shop kind of stuff. And the best time to post for me is 10 a.m. Monday through Thursday. And the reason is a lot of these guys and gals watch at work. So you get the people watching during the day. That bumps up the level of the video by the time it hits prime time. I'm not sure if you're on East Coast or what, but for me, I got to post a little bit earlier because I'm here on Mountain Time. And if I want to catch the entire country, I got to post a little bit earlier than, say, somebody on the East Coast. Frank says, Red's been going 25 to 35 minutes in this video, and he thinks his jokes are funny.
They're hilarious.
Hilarious. Barbecue 76 says, geocaching is actually kind of fun. I got into it for a minute, finding them in my area, but then there were others that were not around me. To be continued. He says, if you're really into geocaching, it's a lot of fun. It's even fun as a casual. Just find something around you because you're there. Perhaps it doesn't make sense, but I guess he's going to continue that. Hiram says, Fred Hill, yes, Sears has created a lot of garbage, but believe it or not, low-price brands such as Amana are not really that bad. You must know how to install them properly. Fred says, I have a mini Maglite. I screwed up and washed it in the washing machine. I let it dry out, new battery, and shock of the world, it works. I'm not surprised. There's not much to them. So it should be pretty, as long as it doesn't rust or get a coating over the contacts, it should still work. I mean, you might have to replace a bulb or something, but... Brandon says, do you know anyone who has tried the Harbor Freight Sawmill? Thinking of eventually adding another hobby, 6 isn't enough. I know that feeling, and yes, I do know somebody personally who built an extension to their house, to a cabin they have in the mountains of California using the Harbor Freight Sawmill, and it takes a lot of fiddling to get those things to work right, but once you get it dialed in, which can take some time, and you're doing it right, those things are fantastic. You can make your own wood and stuff, and he built... Basically, it was a little cabin. He built it into a huge, really high-end luxury cabin up in the woods. It's fantastic. It's a cool piece of machinery. All right, we got to do the top of the hour because we're behind. So first of all, I gotta say that I need somebody to pick a number. Who should we have pick a number? How about Mater? He's all cleared now. He doesn't have the COVID. Mater, yep. I need you to pick a number between 1 and.
I knew you were going to ask me. I don't have a number for you yet. Hang on just one moment.
Well, she's figuring it out. I'm going to remind you that it's time that you're doing something.
You're not the boss
Stick
of
that
me.
finger out there again. Well, we ask people to give back by adopting a mod. Mods are everyone, if you look in the chat, everyone with a cobalt blue wrench behind their name. They're mods. They help keep the chat going, remind people to use Adana tools, remind me when I get behind, all sorts of good stuff. And as a way to say thank you for that, most of them are creators in their own right. So please, if you're a mod, put a link into your channel down below. If you're not a mod, please go and check out one of their channels. Give a like to one of their videos. Consider subscribing and all the good stuff, because who knows that, finding good content on YouTube can be hard at times. And here we got a lot of great people who are into the same stuff you're into. So let's try and support the YouTuber community as best we can.
Mater, I want you to pick a number between 1 and 16.
That said, I also want to say a huge thank you to everyone who supported with Super Chats tonight. You guys are always fantastic. It's always amazing the kind of support we get from the community. On top of that, I got to say a huge thank you to everyone, including our new members who are members of the Bears Den here. Actually, you got me saying it now.
I know.
That's everyone with a little bear behind their name. It's like Patreon, but it's built into YouTube. If you're interested, there's a link in the video description. And anyway, that's how you get the little bear behind your name. The color of the bear is dependent on how long you've been a member. So does it? It used to show me.
And I'm sorry because I was counting if you already said this. If you are a mod and you have a channel, make sure you put your link to your channel.
It can be hard to find some channels.
Yeah, it is sometimes hard to find. And I know for a while YouTube was sort of not allowing people to post that, but we really, and they are now.
Yeah.
We really do want everyone to have a chance for somebody to come check out their channel. Mater. I didn't see anything. Wow. Barbecue 76 with a $10.76 super chat. There is a question about shipping on batteries. I'm not going to buy batteries for the shock collar you bought me. When I say something dumb, they keep wearing out. But $10 super chat. Thank you so much. I'm not ringing the bell. 3, 2, 1. No bell. Mater's Workshop. Are you saying 14 or 4?
14.
Okay. Looking to see.
While she's looking it up, Fred Hill said, I had a friend who was hunting deer. He shoots, thinks he's dead. He looks to see if the deer is dead. Well, it gets kicked in the head by the deer. Ow.
Oh, ouchies. Let me count.
Infernal Craftsman has a great point. It says many credit cards will extend the warranty for free if you buy it with that card and register it on their site. Fantastic. I always forget about that. That is great. She reminds me about that all the time.
Mater's Workshop. You were so close to picking yourself, actually. I don't know who this person is. They are I'm going to send you a email. Send us your...
We're going to send you an email.
Yes, we're going to send you an email. You respond back
with your shipping information.
Yeah.
Mike Adams says, I bought a Chicago Electric 5-inch double cut saw a while back. I'm thinking of making it a table saw for thin stock, such as 1/4-inch thick cedar boards. Your opinion? That sounds like a great idea for something like that. I would love to see that work. I've never seen a double cut saw used in that fashion. Let me know how it works out for you. That sounds cool. Roach Trail says, any idea when Hercules is going to release some brushless 20-volt tools? Yes, like in the next month. We just saw that. Well, first of all, they've already released the brushless grinder. They've got the brushless multi-tool coming out. There was something else that was coming out that's brushless. I don't remember what that is.
Just to clarify, and we normally clarify this at the beginning, the winner does need to be in the United States.
Yes. Infernal Craftsman says, oddly enough, almost half my viewers are from outside the U.S. with the largest chunk in France.
Oh.
So timing vids is out of the window. That's wild.
But you should still be able to look at it, right? At the analytics. I thought they were saying timing videos for...
No, because if you got half your audience, you're going to miss half your audience.
Okay. What do I know?
What do I know?
I super know how to wear ossicones.
Fred says, I'm guessing your oldest cub is missing his mom. Nope, he's missing us because he went back right after Thanksgiving. So he is in... Really?
You know.
They know my birthday's coming up. They're all excited.
They're super excited. That's right.
Or it could be for Groundhog's Day. They're very big groundhog people around here. Anyway, he's in Vegas right now. Let's see here. Terry says, good night, bears, and all be safe. Thank you, sir.
Have a great night.
Let's see here. Where else? You know what? I'm actually caught up.
Yes, you are. It's amazing. So I did send an email to the winner. Just respond back with your information, and we will be excited to send that out.
Gary says, does Harbor Freight have skis? Need to make a sled to help with deliveries. No one likes to clean snow off their driveways, and it's killing me trying to drag 800-pound skid up them. Oh, my gosh. I can just imagine. The guy who delivered our grill when we got it.
Oh, yeah.
It snowed like the day before. It wasn't a lot. It was like 2 inches of snow, but we're on a gravel road. And he could only get so far up the road. He said they're trying to pull the whole, what do you call it? The pump jack or whatever thing it is with this grill on it, on the pallet through the snow. I felt so bad for the guy. Fred says, how goes the schooling from home? I got to tell you, we're learning a lot of great tricks for different types of tools for teaching and stuff. One of the ones we've recently picked up to help with language learning is Duolingo.
Totally not a sponsored video.
And we've got the kids working on German right now, and also maybe experimenting a little bit with Russian. But
one of the kiddos is doing Chinese as well. I can't remember. There's another one. Anyways, but yes, a number of languages.
But German's the one. We're trying to do it as a family language. Just because we like knowing other languages.
Yeah.
And you know, DNA wise, I'm from Germany. DNA wise, we're from Germany. So just the kids, they've heard stories about Germany, pictures from Germany back in the day, so they're excited about it. So we said, let's do German.
Yeah. So the kids are. Oh my gosh, the dog is killing me right now. So I know a number of you guys are friends with me in real life. And our poor dog is having some tummy issues, and her gas right now is really trying to kill us.
Luckily, I don't have a very good sense of
So
smell.
if I fall out of the chair, you'll know that it was the dog that killed me. I know, I love you, even though you're stinky right now. You have a stink
You're
butt.
very mean to her.
No.
Very mean. Ow.
Okay.
I need that hand back.
Go be on the couch. Go be on the couch. Oh my gosh. I love her, but she is trying to kill me. Hiram Bifton with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Thank you so much, Hiram Bifton. And Barbecue76 with a $5.76 super chat. I will not ring the bell. Did I win? Sent my winning number. Did I enter? I'm in the U.S. What did I win? I already know I picked the winning number because I got the number in between. That's right. You didn't win. But you're a winner,
always a winner in
our
our
hearts. That's right. Jinx. Anyways, not ringing the bell. Thank you so much for the $5.76 super chat. Really?
Don't know how that happened.
I am not responsible for anything that he does. I mean, legally, financially, probably am. But we're not going to go down that road.
What do you mean financially? You take all my money.
Right. So financially, I'm responsible for you.
She literally stole money out of my wallet that I stole from her. That is just wrong.
Just make sure you heard the second half where he stole it out of my wallet at the beginning.
We
He's
don't need to get into who
let's
stole
get into
from whom.
details. Yeah.
Hiram says also on washing machines, you don't really need industrial quality diamond coated wheels on a grinder to cut porcelain common thin corner. What? Hiram, you just broke my little brain. On washing machines, you don't really need industrial quality diamond coated wheels on a grinder.
Are we like modding them ourselves? I'm confused. I'm pretty sure I don't use that
I'm going one way, he went the other way with that. Swamp Butt, very nice. Winter storm hitting my neck of the woods tonight. No worky tomorrow. Yeehaw! And Jeff Jeffers says, I was looking at the Delta contracting table saw as you recommend.
Just one.
Some have steel wings and some have cast. Is the cast wing better? If so, why? Yes, you get less flex and a flatter surface out of the cast wings than you will out of the steel wings. There's less bounce. It also makes the saw heavier, reduces vibrations. Everything about a table saw, you want it to be as big, flat, heavy, and non-volatile as possible. And by volatile, I mean changing in temperatures. A lot of cast iron will change, but it changes a lot less based on temperature than just sheet steel.
Christian Allen with the $5 super chat. Have you shopped at Direct Tool Store? If so, any tips for shopping there? Plus, you should raffle off a virtual dinner to pick your brain.
Oh, that's a great
Does that
idea.
mean we make a virtual? I don't understand that one. You'll have to explain that to me. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Thank you.
Christian, if you want, you can always email me at red@denatools.com. And I've had phone calls with people and stuff like that. If it's something that's going to take longer than an email can describe. So always feel free to do that. Reach out to me that way. have I shopped at Direct Tools? I have bought stuff from Direct Tools. Tips for shopping there is just be aware that just because it's a lot of their prices, how do I say this? I always go for the stuff that's on their deals stuff. They have a lot of stuff that seems cheap, but when you look at the sale prices on the new stuff, directly from Home Depot, often is the same price. And I was like, do you want a factory second or a refurbed item that you're paying the same price as the sale item? We can buy it brand new. So you got to be careful. But when it comes to like the really hardcore deal stuff, like we've seen Cirque sauce from Ryobi for $15. You can find some really exceptional deals there if you pay attention. Homily says, love all... What are you pointing at?
No, I thought you were talking and weren't reading that. Go ahead. Carry on.
Homily says, love you all. Thanks for what you do. Thank you so much. And thank you for supporting the channel.
Hope things are going good with your house. $2 super chat. 3, 2, 1. Ding! Bada bing! Bada bing! 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 Thank you. Don't make that face at me. Barbecue76 with a $5 super chat.
What?
Mr. Bear, since C19 takes away your smell, consider it a blessing that the gas that the Labrador has now. You see it as a good thing. You got it. He can't smell anything at all.
I
Not
can.
a thing.
I can.
No.
Some things. I'm not.
No.
I don't have like the dog. She has like 29 sense of smell. I've got like normal human, maybe less than that.
That's true.
Sense of smell. And I didn't lose my sense of smell
I did.
from COVID. Seeing as how I don't have a really strong one to begin with, hard to tell if that really was the case.
Yeah. So I'm not going to ring the bell. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. And then Barbecue76 also went on with another super chat for $2.76 super chat. Says, my Labradog can peel wallpaper with its gas. I am telling you, the last 2 days,
There has been time.
like my eyes are like watering. I like sent a message out to some friends. Like if I don't respond in 4 hours, I'm dead. It's the dog.
It's actually almost like a sharp kind of smell.
It really is. So thank you so much. I am not ringing the bell, but thank you so much for the super chats. And I'm glad that you can feel our pain with your Labradog and the gas. I have so far not received a response. Wait. I might have lied.
Scott says, hey, I'm looking for an impact wrench for emergencies in the trunk of the car. I have 3 flat tires in the last 6 months from road debris here in South Carolina. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Harbor Freight makes one that plugs into a cigarette lighter. And it does this thing where it spins, the internal hammer spins to the point where it builds up enough centrifugal force. I know there's always issue. People are like, that force doesn't exist. Anyway, you know what I mean. The hammer on the internal hammer gets to the point where it whacks things. So it goes basically, instead of like a regular hammer, or not hammer drill, but impact would go, brrr, this thing goes, zzz, whack, zzz, whack, zzz, whack. But it will apparently work. And I recommend it only because it's inexpensive. It's like $35. And since it uses 12-volt cigarette lighter, you don't have to worry about if the battery is charged. Now, if you want to rig something up to charge something, or I don't know if you could, you know what? I'm going to do an experiment. Somewhere around here, I've got a power inverter. I'm going to see if I can hook up a power inverter to run a corded impact driver or impact wrench.
Blink, blink.
Yeah. As far as a cheap one, the Bauer would probably be a good cheap one. The Ryobi, anything under $100. The Ryobi, the Bauer, Cobalt. They've got the compact one. They have a compact version that goes on sale for, I want to say, under $100. Those would all probably be good options.
Barbecue76 with a $2.76 super chat. Not received a response. That means I have one. I didn't want to win, so now you have to start over. So technically that's 2 super chats for $2.76, $2.76 each. Thank you so much for the super chats. I did get a response.
Uh-oh.
Didn't include a name, but that's okay. We're correcting that. Thank you so much, and I am not ringing the bell. It's very difficult. Barbecue76.
Tim says, my wife is a language teacher and super fan of Duolingo. She's fluent in 3 languages and learning a couple more right now. Nice show tonight. Thank you.
What 3 languages? Totally curious because I'm a nerd.
You know what's really funny is, so growing up, I did not study German in school. I studied French because I wanted to be non-compliant, you know. German to me always sounded really harsh and ugly, and French was the language of love. You want to get the girls, you study French.
Right.
Pretty sure I was the only guy in my French class, so
there you go.
That
so that works.
I also did a semester of Spanish. I hated Spanish. But so we recently started the Duolingo thing, and they go through and they make you take this test and whatnot. And we're both stunned with how much German we actually know.
Mm-hmm. I really, truly was. Like before I would say, I know how to say grandmother, I'm a Smurf cowboy, butterfly, and no problem. Like those are the ones I'm like, I don't even know how to say, like, where's the bathroom?
You heard that right. I'm a Smurf cowboy.
Mm-hmm. Ich bin Slumpen cowboy. I mean, you know, you use that many times a day, really. I mean, that's going to get us all the way through Germany.
I can say du
hast.
Du hast mich.
And I can say kein Problem. But actually, apparently, we know quite a bit of German, and we had no idea.
No sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Oh my gosh, the dog is insane. Do you speak German?
Est-ce que tu parles français?
Yeah, you speak French. I desperately wanted to speak
You speak
French.
Labrador? I'm fluent in Labrador.
Yes. I super wanted to take French, like in junior high. And my mom was like, no, like you really should take Spanish because I am from California and that's a super useful language.
I see you.
And I can read in Spanish quite well. I can speak okay. But yeah, we have both been really surprised by the amount of German that we know.
Go on.
Barbecue 76 with a $2.76 super chat. But what if you start over and I win again? Is that what you're trying to say? Went again? Yeah, maybe next time. You were close. Super close. I mean, you were in the winning. So I'm not ringing the bell.
Trying to think if there's anything else I have lying around we can give away.
Barbecue 76, honey.
Because Rammstein is cool. What did I win? You know what you won? You won a free key to a Ram pickup truck.
That's actually kind of expensive if you buy those online. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it was like $80 or something like that.
Yes. I went in and was like, so we need to get another one. And they were like,
she lost the other one.
Okay, we don't need to tell all of the truth. And I'm not really sure that I lost them. But anyways, I did try to go in with my feminine wiles and be like, I'm so sorry. I don't know. And I think they did give us a deal. But yes, you won.
You know, seriously, if there's somebody out here, on here, who needs a Ram key fob, this was for an 80
decades, whatever.
2016 Ram 1500 that I sold, and I couldn't find the key until after I sold it, of course. Yeah. I think they can be reprogrammed so you could use it on any vehicle.
They can.
So,
why are you looking at me?
The only problem is it can't be recut. So
that's true.
That part won't help if I can get it back in there. But the key itself, if you need a secondary key. So anyway, if you want the key, if you need it, email me and we'll just send it to you.
Barbecue 76 with a $5.76 super chat says, that's awesome, but you sold your Ram. Or did I win the key fob to the Ram that you just bought and are giving away?
Yeah, it's over at
it's
CarMax in Salt Lake City. Just go and pick it up.
Yeah. They might want to talk to you if you get stopped by police, but whatever. So thank you so much, Barbecue 76, for the $5.76 super chat. Not ringing the bell. Oh my gosh.
Swamp Butt says, any thoughts on the Admiral 12-inch compound sliding miter saw was on sale yesterday? Looked like a good deal, but I didn't pull the trigger for lack of knowledge. I have not used it personally, but a lot of people on the channel have bought it and given me feedback on it. I've also done a lot of research in the whole miter saw area. I have several of them. I think I have 5 at this point.
What are you talking about?
Miter saws.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no. 4. I just gave one of them away. It was our old Makita. And the... Yeah, 4. And
We're getting old. We're having moments.
well, I'm like, well, who'd I give to what? And did I get another one in?
You gave all the shiny stuff to me. And the coins.
Yes, the coins. Anyway, I have to say, for an entry level, value priced sliding miter saw, there's nothing else like it. If somebody else says like, hey, here's one that's like that, I would love to hear the comparison. But we're talking about as a 12-inch sliding miter saw comes with a blade. I want to hear what else is out there that's in the $170 price range. There's just nothing. Plus, it's got the all the controls are on the front, so you don't have to reach around the back to change anything. It's all front control, forward controlled. It's a fantastic saw for the money. In fact, it's so good it killed off the Chicago Electric 12-inch saw that they no longer sell, and that saw pretty much put Harbor Freight on the map as far as miter saws.
You're interrupting the train.
The train. Michael says, my favorite excuse, blame the dog, and it's considered a win if the dog gets up and leaves the room. When I get to hell, any messages you want delivered.
Bart Foster says, I feel ya. I have 6 miter saws. See? You know our pain.
See?
Barbecue 76 with the $2.76 super chat. I can now steal, it says still, but I think you mean steal, your previous truck that I won. That's right.
Exactly.
3, 2, 1. Oh, crap. I can't ring it.
No ringy for you.
No ringy for me.
Fred says, my granddaughter has been talking Chinese since she was in first grade. She's in 5th grade this year. That's fantastic. It's cool to see the kids learning languages and stuff like that. Duncan, our oldest, he learned Chinese since, he was in daycare.
Preschool, yeah.
Even
Daycare
preschool. He was
preschool.
in daycare. From the daycare he was in was Chinese speaking. The preschool he was in was Chinese speaking. He went to school that had Chinese, but then he transferred out. He stopped. I think it was like 5th grade or something like that.
But he still remembers a fair amount.
Yeah, but I can remember he was like, what was he, 6 or 7 or something? We were at a garage sale.
Mm-hmm. I think he was like 6.
In San Francisco, and this old Chinese woman was running the garage sale, and her son was sitting in the back running the till. And he's wearing the T-shirt of the school he's going to. It's a Chinese school. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people also ask, like, so was it a Chinese immersion daycare? We like to think of it as an undocumented worker daycare. It was not specifically Chinese. Basically, the doctor who delivered him, we asked him, where do you send your kids for daycare? And he's like, oh, right down the street, there's a daycare that all the doctors here use. And we went,
yeah.
Well, if the doctors trust it, we're going to send our kid there. It just turned out to be Chinese. And then all the kids from there all transitioned to the same schools after that because they all want to stick together. So we're like, that's where his friends are. Sure, why not? And anyway, so we're at this garage sale, and this old woman looks at his shirt and looks at him and goes, you speak Chinese? And he's real kind of quiet. He's timid at this point. And he's like, I'm like, yeah, he goes to that school. And she goes, really? Because my grandson went to that school. And she goes, he speaks Chinese. I'm like, apparently, I don't speak Chinese, but apparently he does.
Yeah.
And so she leans down and she says a couple words to him. He replies, and her eyes get big. And then, so she starts going off, and he starts replying, and they have this whole conversation. Mm-hmm. She and I are sitting there looking at each other like,
yep.
Who knew? And she stands up, bolt upright, just out of the blue, stands bolt upright, and looks at me. She goes, he speaks very well. I'm like, thank you. And she whips around and points at her grandson. She goes, he speaks better Chinese than you.
Yeah.
And he's like, Grandma, in perfect English, no accent, anything. Oh, Grandma, whatever. Goes back to his phone.
Yeah, he was totally priceless. Not having any of it. He was like, whatever.
He was like, I don't care. Oh, anyway. The homily says, I popped in to watch while I write lesson plans, worked 12 hours yesterday changing tractor tires. Oh, that's a lot of work.
Oh.
Dwayne Delorge says, I did not see the email from Mrs. DeMare. Did you get the wrong email? She's totally confused.
Nope. I didn't.
She's like, huh? What? Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I am way behind here. How'd you do this to me? Scott
do
says,
it.
if I ever sign check and take it to the bank, I will probably go to prison for forgery. My wife signs my names to everything. I am the same way. Usually because I'll do the signature myself, but like if I can't fill out any of the rest of it because I never bring my my eyeballs with me, so I can never read anything.
Yep.
Oh, I got the spot. That's her. If you can hear that, that's her back leg going 100 miles an hour on the hardwood. Hiram says, sorry about that. I was referring to modifying a wash basin for a washing machine to prevent a flood. It all comes together.
No, we're not flicking my hand. I love you. Mater's Workshop with a $2 super chat. Du kannst mein Glock lauten Clarice. I'm assuming that's for you to do your fishy. So $2 super chat. 3, 2, 1.
What is that? You can't have.
I don't know what Glock.
Isn't Glock? It's capitalized. Lawton isn't Lawton. No, that's Latour. You can't have my Glock, Clarice.
You can't have my something, Clarice. I don't know. I'll have to look up that word. But I assumed it was to make the Clarice sound. The thing that I don't like. Yeah, that.
That one?
Yeah.
So I'm held up on the Lawton. Hiram says, we talked about that. Fred says the red broomstick was painted by a pro. He did a great job. The thing that sucks is what is going to happen to my AR broomstick. Yeah. I would be worried about that if I had any. Unfortunately, there was that tragic boating incident.
I think Glock is bell. Like a flared shape thing.
Why is it capitalized?
Don't look at me. It's because our bell is amazing, obviously. So I think you're saying something about the bell.
Oh, I guess it up.
Maybe he says something.
What's the translation? We've obviously screwed it up.
You can ring my bell. Oh. Okay, I was close. I'm like, there's something to do with the bell. So.
Oh, you cunts. You can ring my... Okay.
Yep.
Clearly above and beyond me.
Yes. Oh, and Michael also translated. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I will be right back.
The dog is doing its impressions of northern New Jersey refineries and chemical plants. Oh, that's so true. Born 100 years late says, sorry if I missed your answer. Have you heard any news on Icon tools they're going to add to the lineup this year? No, I have not heard anything about Icon. I should do I should send an email off to some of my contacts. I don't really have so every department, every type of tool line and stuff is a different department, and trying to get information from them I don't have a lot of good contacts on the Icon side. I have one, but I haven't heard from him in a while. I can try and pester him, see what they'll say. Fred says, one of our 3 dogs are doing the same thing. I keep looking for a turd. Nice. Michael says, power inverter feeding an impact tool. That's a very heavy inductive load. It may not like it all that much. Would you run a power tool on the UPS? Same kind of product. Again, though, it's one of those, not a great solution, but it's I'm out in the middle of nowhere solution. Like when I blew that tire on that trailer in the middle of nowhere in Utah, and it was 100 and whatever degrees. Oh my gosh. And then the jack wouldn't reach. Couldn't believe that. Thankfully, I had a freaking locomotive jack, or railroad jack sitting in the trailer. Tim says French, German, Spanish, learning Arabic. Ooh. Oh. Gary says Harbor Freight to pump coolant back into motor from the buckets. I have 24 feet of heater hose to replace out of my sleeper when it warms up in a little bit. Wow. So what pump are you using? Scott says, thanks. I would love to see the inverter to corded impact. You and me both. I'd like to see it work. I'll see what I can do. Beal says, was asking if you ever used a miter saw to cut square metal tubing. Yes, but only aluminum. I've never cut round. Wait. I've just lost my train of thought. I've never cut square steel tubing. I've cut aluminum steel tubing. Fred says, when we lived in Germany for 4 years, we know enough to get by. Inferno Craftsman says, going to try and learn some more Greek in my drive to Charlotte. Being optimistic that we will be able to go this year since last year was a flop. Got to be optimistic, right? Yep. Our go-to. So I've promised the wife's. Okay, let me back this up. So here's what's happened. The wife has heard all these tales of me going to all these tropical places. I've been all over the Caribbean, both coasts of Mexico, sailed, and she's like, and she's never been to a quote unquote, tropical location. And she's getting a little pissy at this point that I haven't taken her. But I was waiting for the kids to get to that point where, they could appreciate it and whatnot. Or old enough that we could leave with a babysitter while we're there. Or even just leave them behind and have us just go. Anyway, St. Thomas is the place we're aiming at right now because I've been to St. Thomas. I know St. Thomas and St. John's. I've never been to St. Croix. And I've done the sailing in Drake's Passage kind of stuff. Really? Also, because it's part of the United States, don't need a passport, not heavy travel restrictions. But what we really want to go is we want to go to, say it.
Where?
You know where we want to go. The B word.
Bulgaria.
She's been singing the Bulgaria song.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a dream, is to go someplace and stay there for a longer period of time and then do some traveling from there. And we like the idea of Bulgaria because it's super cheap. And it's kind of a crossroads of Europe and Turkey and the Mediterranean, the Black Sea, a bunch of cool places you can get to. You can travel almost anywhere from there by train. It's super cheap. The food is really good.
And it's good quality.
Yeah. So anyway, we have high hopes that this whole COVID thing gets wrapped up sometime soon. Frank says, my youngest son is fluent in Spanish, taught English in Chile, and met his wife there. That's so cool.
That's awesome.
Hiram says, you once did a really good review explaining how overpriced Snap-on really is and showed the most powerful known cordless impact wrench is made by Ingersoll Rand. Ingersoll Rand's been making, just fantastic air tools for ages. And they're the guys who, like, if you go to the, oil platforms, it's all Ingersoll Rand out there. You're not going to find any Snap-on stuff there. And that's because, when they can't have something break. Because if it does, they only got the parts they have right there. They got a helicopter and everything else.
Fred, honey, Montana is not tropical. I love Montana. It's also not tropical, but it's not tropical.
It's topical.
You just put topographical. A little bit on. It is topographical.
Fred says, for all the tools that are on the market today, which ones do you think is best? Tecton. Well, if you're saying hand tools,
it depends on the
Tecton is one of these kind of things that's in a Goldilocks zone, where you're getting stuff that is at or near the level of tool trucks, but you're getting it for prosumer grade prices. It's not inexpensive stuff, but I mean, people they look at the socket sets and they're like, well, that's not cheap for that socket set. I'm like, did you see how many sockets you get? They're massive sets that don't skip a thing. And they go way lower and way higher than your average set does. So you got to take that into consideration. But their tools, I love their tools. They're not. I'm not gonna say that they're best out there, but I like the ratchets. They're some of my favorite ratchets. A lot of the wrenches they're excellent wrenches. I would say they're better than 90% of the stuff that's out there. They're just good, solid, well-made things with a warranty that is just second to none. AC says, will the videos keep coming when you relocate to Vegas? Yep. Nothing's... You can't stop the... What's that line from the movie?
Can't stop, won't stop.
No, you can't stop the stream. You can't stop the broadcast. The signal. Can't stop the signal.
Yes. Whenever people
what
are
movie is
mentioning...
that from?
Well, I could think of one, but I don't think it's the right one. Unless it's like late 80s, early 90s. Teen.
Firefly.
Oh, nope, not that one. A number of people are mentioning it as top of the hour again.
Oh, it is. Okay. Anyway, top of the hour says, well, we're going to hold this off because we were so late on the other one. We'll do it when we finish up here. Where do you think we're going to be when we're doing business with China?
I don't understand that question.
Where do you think we're going to be doing business with China? I'm guessing he's asking you, like, are we going to keep doing business with China? We're going to keep doing business with China, especially with the Democrats in charge. And that's specifically because they have deep ties to Chinese. I mean, you can try and argue it all you want, but they're in tight with the Chinese government. They've got a lot of money going back and forth. Those are their friends. So they're not going, all the tariffs and stuff. You can see the tariffs going away. So maybe prices will come down. But I can tell you this, a lot of manufacturers are really spooked about China at this point, and they're looking for alternatives. They're looking at Mexico. They're looking at India. They're looking at Canada. They're looking, they like to, Tecton has found ways to do manufacturing, in the United States through some special kind of processes and such. I think we're going to see people diversifying their manufacturing because they don't want to have a critical component, like one source for everything, basically undercut them in a situation like we saw with COVID. And, they've learned their lesson. So there'll probably be some diversification. We'll have to see how that goes. It's going to take some time. PT says tractor tires are worse if they're full of liquid. And Trent says, Makita sucks. Take it from me. I made a mistake by buying into the platform. And John's touchpad says, oops. What's a good Windows software to use to edit videos? I use, Adobe Premiere Elements, not the Premiere, not the regular Premiere. That's really expensive, and honestly, for most YouTube kind of stuff, it's overkill. I got a friend who uses Vegas. I did for a while try to use was the one that Black Magic had. I actually got right here. Hold on, it is DaVinci Resolve, and it's free. It's free, but it's as complicated and as high end as Adobe Premiere. And I trained originally under Adobe Premiere. It's a fantastic piece of software, but it's overkill. And when you use stuff like that, you increase the time of your workflow. And when you're putting out videos on a regular basis, reducing that workflow is a huge issue. Fred says, check out the YouTube channel Beyond the Ranch. Really great job. Is that the same guy does Demo Ranch, his channel? Is that the one where they're building their mansion up on top of that hill, getting ready for the zombies? Bad Idea Workbench says, it's capitalized because all nouns are capitalized in German. I didn't know that. Fred says, do you know why New Jersey has all the chemical plants? Because California got the lawyers. Live Your Best Life says, I just bought a corded Black & Decker matrix drill and air pump for my mom. Thanks for your advice. Also, I'm learning my 6th language now, Persian. That's so cool. I gotta say, Persian is a cool language. Yeah, I'm really good at being able to tell what language someone is speaking. Even though I may not know the language, I can tell the sound of the language. And Persian is always the one that I'm like, I hear it and I'm like, that sounds like so many different things, but I can't put my finger on it. As soon as I can't put my finger on it, I'm like, it's Farsi. The Sock Knight says, we should all learn to speak Chinese very soon. If you want to get in business, not a bad idea. Ryan says, do you think they will make caulking gun for the Bauer line? Would really like, a cordless caulking gun? That would be cool. I would love to see it in the Bauer line. I think down the road, there will be one. The question is, when? It's not going to probably be this year. Maybe in a year or two, we might see it. William Bray says, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Bear, watching you guys at Cleaning Fish. Just got home from ice fishing. Oh, wow. We had some friends who went over to Idaho and went steelhead fishing. They had some massive catches, but they're catch and release over there. Frank says, I want to go to Belgium for the beer. And Fred Hill says, quality. I don't know. And don't cross the streams. Let's see here. Head the old tech guy. Hey, there he is. Fred says you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Exactly. And Trent says tool truck brands are average quality at best. All hat, no cattle. Well, you got to realize, and this I keep telling people, and you're right, because the metallurgy, the technology for metallurgy is not as difficult as, silicon tech and stuff like that, in that it can only be, it doesn't ramp up every, 6 months. It doesn't double and whatnot. And the technology around producing it has become very automated. It used to be, it was very, it was dark, secrets. It was like making gold, lead out of gold kind of stuff. And everyone else is caught up. They've all figured out what the secrets are, and now you don't need that one craftsman who knows how to make it. You have a computer that just does it every single time, and it works just fine. So the technology to make those kind of tools has become, it's a commodity at this point, and they're still trading on the, and Americans fall for this all the time. If it's expensive, it means it must be good.
Right.
All right. There's a lot of real fallacies out there that people don't look behind the reasoning behind it. People are like, well, all the big tech a lot of big companies use Snap-on, and this, like the airlines, they all use Snap-on, all this stuff. Well, it's because Snap-on's got commercial contracts. They don't sell it to them for nearly that price. But what these company needs is they need to have a company that's big enough that can support these commercial contracts. They have numbers requirements that have to be delivered, and the smaller companies can't do that, so they have to go with Snap-on.
Yep.
All that means is they can produce enough tools. It doesn't mean that necessarily that the tools they're producing are the best.
Isaac M., if you want us to make sure that we'll read your comment, you have to do at the Den of Tools so that it's highlighted for us. He says, I'm 14 years old and I'm looking for an affordable drill. Any suggestions? He's chewing ice, folks.
If you're looking for corded, I would definitely look at Direct Tools, getting like a Ryobi or something like that. They show up there all the time. They're really cheap. If you're looking at cordless, Ryobi, again, maybe even Direct Tools, Ryobi, Bauer are the two best entry-level price tools that you're going to find. And what I often tell people is if you find yourself at Home Depot a lot, get the Ryobi. If you find yourself at Harbor Freight a lot, get the Bauer. What do you want?
I was looking for the power cord. It's okay. It's not in a convenient location.
I can get it for you.
Okay, it just seemed like it was weaved through our equipment, so don't pull on that. You just are like a trouble seeker.
I am. Solution finder, trouble seeker. Michael says rare earth metals are going to be a thing when Tesla gets their gigafactories going. Oh my gosh. We got Tesla coming. We got Lucid Motors. We got that one starts with an R I can never remember that Ford owned and Amazon owned part of.
What about the Neo?
Neo in China, which, we should talk stocks at some point here.
Okay.
Because a lot of people ask me about investing. Neo is a huge one. They're basically the Chinese version of Tesla, but they're partially owned by the Chinese government. And, I own Tesla, but I also own Neo because the Chinese government's not going to let them fail. And they're going to give them unreasonably, advantages over there. So they're going to start doing well. And they're really pushing electric because they need to clear up their air. What do you think about Klein tools? I'm guessing is what William asked. Klein makes some great stuff. It's incredibly expensive, I think, honestly, for what it is. They think a lot of their tools. They're very industry specific, though. So a lot of their tools, if you're looking for that and you're looking for American made, it's hard to choose something else. I said I'm a big fan of Kniepex. I think honestly a lot of their stuff is better than Klein. And if you want American made tools at an affordable price, Channel Lock, you just can't go wrong with them. They're not as good as some of the other stuff. But as far as their power tools, I haven't had a chance to test them. They're based off of the DeWalt platform. So, wish they picked a different battery. Gary says, looking for a pump to pump coolant from buckets back into the motor on my semi. So you're looking for cordless or corded? The Bauer one I have actually did a pretty decent job. I don't know how much pumping is this going to be doing? Is it going to be running constantly while this thing is? Oh, from buckets. So you're loading up coolant. You know what I would get is I would get one of those little cheap inline ones that's powered by a drill. That's probably your best bet. It's cheap. It's small because you need something small because you want to keep it with the truck, right? You can get one. Harbor Freight's got one. A bunch of people, any of the big hardware stores, they have them. They're small. They're about this big, and you just chuck in your drill. You like to drill to the back of it, and if I take it, you're probably going to have a tool like that or something with you, and then that will just you hook up your power or your hose lines to that.
Grimmoot didn't do at the Den of Tools, but he said, so the whole family apparently tested positive for COVID the last 2 weeks, but none of us have gotten sick. I think one has lost the sense of smell, and that's about it. I'm so confused about this whole thing. Everybody's body seems to react differently. The symptoms I had were totally different than the symptoms that Jeff had, and the symptoms the kids had were totally different than the symptoms that we had. So I'm so grateful, Grimmoot. I mean, I'm not grateful that your family's positive, but I'm grateful that your family is positive and seeming to have very mild symptoms. So
and hopefully it stays that way.
We are definitely praying for your family.
Fred Hill says, no, he's a cattle rancher. Great job. Richard says, why do you promote Harbor Freight tools? I promote all sorts of tools, if you've noticed.
All kinds.
And they do a great job. We don't promote them just to promote them. We promote them because we've tried them. We like them. They stand behind their tools. And, anybody else who does too, we talk about them as well. And
there's plenty of times, regardless of the company, that if the tool isn't the greatest, you'll also highlight that as well.
Yeah. I've said a lot of negative things about Harbor Freight.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Michael says, do not go to Kuwait for pork barbecue and beer. I added the beer part. Fred Hill says, let's face it, coronavirus has screwed up so many things. Yeah, it has.
Princess Jamie also said, is it me or is there an orange hue? Yes, we are kind of in sepia tonight. You're not crazy. It's a different camera. The lighting is kind of different. You're not crazy, honey. It's a little sepia.
My workshop says, I sent you an email with the Icon Toolbox sale here at Harbor Freight headquarters. They auction off damaged Icon tools. I know I sent an email to my contact trying to get more information. I didn't hear back from him. I thought about doing a video on it, but I just didn't have enough information to go off of. I couldn't really tell anybody anything about it. Princess Jamie says, the airlines do not require techs to use Snap-on while available for purchase. I know several that use Gear Wrench, Tecton, and Harbor Freight. Fred says, are you going to Las Vegas this week? It's this week, next week, sometime soon. Not sure exactly when. We don't have a specific date. Wang Chung says, God bless you guys. Why doesn't Cobalt have nailers? And do you think they ever will? I don't know if they will, but I would love to see it. That is a brand right there at that range where they're doing that kind of stuff that they need to get those nailers in. There's a lot of people who are buying into that brand. They make excellent quality tool. I would love to see them come out with a line of cordless nailers. I think more of these companies need to do that. I think a lot of people would be interested in it. AC says, do you recommend extended warranties on tools or batteries? I almost never recommend an extended warranty, and here's why. When you buy an extended warranty, you're betting the tool you bought is going to fail. So you should buy the tool that you think isn't going to fail. There are times when I will, just because, like I said, like on the what you call it, the generator. The issue with the generator is you don't run it all that often, and it's really easy for one of the things to go bad because you don't take good care of it. We're not always here. We bounce back and forth. Something happens. We're not up here for a year or something, and we come up here and it hasn't been started, and all of a sudden it's got a problem. I want to have the warranty behind that, considering the investment. I also look at the cost of the extended warranty compared to the price. Sometimes it's dirt cheap, and you're like, yeah, it's $2 and it's a $100 item. Sure, I'll throw that on there. But if you look at it, it's like I've seen stuff where, like the laptop I bought recently, I spent $1,000, $1,200 on this laptop. The extended warranty was like $400. I'm like, I'll just buy another laptop.
Yeah.
The Maida's Workshop says, I'll post a video this week of my version of Scotch eggs. She'll be thrilled.
Yes. Thank you. He doesn't care for it, but we've talked about the fact he's a little broken.
Fred says, got to step away. Need to take my meds. Michael says, I do like my Kleins. I have 3 here on the bench. Ryan says, if I go to Home Depot more often or Harbor Freight, where I live, the 2 are just about next to each other. Go to each after I go to the other one. Yeah, I'm kind of like that too. Donna Russ says, Jeff, the whole flamethrower thing was Steve using his new saw on my stuff. Isaac says, thank you. I've learned so much from you and it has helped so much. Thank you so much for being part of the Den of Tools. Glad we can help. It's why we're here. We just love the community that we have and trying to help each other.
Sorry, I was just reading more of Gurmoot's thing. You can finish and then I'll...
PT says, when Menards was doing their 50% off a couple weeks ago, I gave myself my first Knipex pliers. They're nice. They are. They're fantastic.
And he meant 15% off.
What did I say?
50.
Well, I said 15.
In your mind.
Stab you.
Gurmoot says, remember, I have 6 kids, all moved out, and have children. So we're talking about 15 people. So I think he's
Holy
saying
cow.
15 people in his family have tested positive.
Oh
so
my gosh.
we are definitely praying for you guys. And again, I am so glad to hear that you're having very mild symptoms. I would say between like 7 and 14 days, just keep an eye on everybody extra close.
Speaking of extra close, if you're going to talk very lightly, you might want to get extra close to the microphone.
Bite me. You're not the boss of me.
So I'm the boss of you.
So
What do you suggest for good I'm guessing you mean oscillating tool blades. I'm not an aficionado when it comes to those. Unless I'm doing a specific job where I need a high-end blade, I go out and I buy like the big multi-packs off of Amazon. And there's one that starts RY. They sent me some to test. I've still got packs of those things that I use. So I haven't bought an oscillating blade in a long time. Harbor Freight sent me the Hercules ones to try. They're fantastic. But again, I don't have to buy them because I have packs of these blades. If somebody has a recommendation they want to throw in here, I'd be happy to hear it. But, maybe we should do a test on some oscillating blades. I know Project Farm did a test. I was not thrilled with their methodology on that test. So I'm thinking about doing some more stuff. They usually do a great job on some things, but every once in a while he misses the mark on it. If you haven't seen it, go over to Project Farm. Check out his review on multi-tool blades. Brett says, do you have any middle-of-the-road multimeter recommendations? Well, I use the Ames ones from Harbor Freight, or have one. Hold on. I got something in my eye.
the poison is working in his eye.
But I haven't bought a multimeter. It's kind of like the last one. I haven't bought a multimeter in a long time. I've got the Ames one. I have an old multimeter, like an analog one from like the 60s that I use. And it's fantastic. And other than that, I use the Ames one from Harbor Freight. I like the Ames because I've actually talked to guys who are professional electricians who got a hold of them just for testing to give me feedback. And they said that they thought they were fantastic for the price. I'm not an electrician, but I've done stuff with low voltage stuff. But there we're just basically checking continuity. We're not checking, there's no high power going through these kind of things. There aren't the same kind of issues. I mean, you're checking the ohm on it and whatnot, but I don't know if anybody has a recommendation for a good basic multimeter that's not going to break the bank. Depends on what you're doing with it, though. Trent says, Milwaukee hand tools have been great to this point for me. That's why I'm switching over to Milwaukee for power tools. William says the Bauer brand doesn't last long.
Compared to
how and compared to why and what are you doing with it? Barbecue 76 says, how would you set up an inexpensive media blasting area to blast tool chest sized items? Bead sanding blasting. How would you go about setting up an inexpensive blasting area? I would use PVC and Harbor Freight tarps if I'm doing cheap, if I'm doing inexpensive. That's because you're talking about a big, here's how I would do it, and you're probably not gonna like it. I would take it outside and use sand or something else like that that's going to be benign, and roll it out into the yard and blast it outside. I've done some other stuff like that, things that not allowed to talk about on the channel. I've done media blasting like that. It works just fine. You know, if you use a respirator, you have eye protection on, who cares where else it goes?
Safety first.
Yeah. But, but otherwise I'd use because I've looked at doing stuff like that for paint spray booths and stuff like that, and you use PVC to set up something like that and create an area like that. And then if you really need to, you can try to incorporate in a fan and a filter and stuff like that to help with that as well. Personal protection is the key there. Daughter Ross says, on the warranty thing, got a new portable DVD player. It was $60 before tax. They wanted $7 for warranty. I'm like, I get 2 to 3 years. I'm set. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael says, had to use an elderly laptop to program up some older radios. Could not find the power supply. Had to run the laptop off the bench supply. Was interesting to see the current draw would change depending on what part of the boot up process it was on. Kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm guessing because it was going through the test on the old hard drives. As the hard drive, the platters would spin up. Probably more of a draw on that.
Daughter of Ra.
Don't make an offer he might accept. Halen says, going to list my new channel this week right now, looking at Butcher's Block. That sounds good. Mm-hmm. You know, and if other people have it, like we did Bear's Den. There's other people with the Bear's Den. You know, but they're not doing much with it. So if I can outpace them, then that's fine. Best half-inch impact sockets for the price. Pittsburgh from Harbor Freight. There are better ones out there, but for the price, they're really good. I know lots of pros. In fact, you'll see I recently did a video where I talked about that, and there are lots of people commenting like, I'm a professional. Everyone in my shop has some Pittsburgh impacts in their workbench or in their chest. You're not going to get no skip. You're not going to get, but I love the Icon ones. I'll be honestly, when I have Cobalt, I have a huge set of Cobalt no skips I got when they were on sale for dirt cheap. I think I paid $65 for all of them. Gray Pneumatic makes good ones. Tecton came out with some new ones. They're fantastic and whatnot. But for the price, you cannot touch the basic Pittsburgh impact sets. Hannah says, we just read that.
PT.
Is it true that Jeff is getting the leftover decon pancakes in the morning?
I don't know what that is.
Decon? Rat poison?
Yes, he is. I did make pancakes. We'll just...
Nice. Neil says, Bosch blades are what I use for multi-tool blades. Don't use often, but got a bunch on clearance. So if I run one of the nails, something no big loss. I was almost going to say Bosch because people always ask me about bits and stuff, and I always go with Bosch for that stuff. And it's kind of just something I've always done, and because back in the day, that was the choice. You always got the Bosch stuff, and it just kind of stuck with me. But I've got all these cheap ones. It's like literally I've got stacks of them. In fact, I found a whole nother set the other day. I'm like, oh, look, a whole nother set of these. And Ed, the old tech guy, says, Klein multimeter is great, middle of the road. Middle of the road? Really? Is one of the best I've used. Not as good as Fluke, but great nonetheless. I would have thought Klein would be more expensive. Gramute says, thank you. They all got clear Thursday and Friday, but as for me and my wife, I've been ignoring it, and since I got back from Mecum last week, I've been working alone at work just in case.
I wondered about that because I know that you were at Mecum recently, and I was like, man, I wondered if that's where you got it.
Didn't you post some pictures?
Not that any of
Mecum?
us really know where we get it anyways, so I realize it's a ridiculous comment that I just made.
And the old tech guy says the 400 amp AC/DC digital clamp meter auto ranging Klein meter is great for $80. Wow, I guess I've never looked at the Klein. I just assumed they were going to be more expensive. That's not a bad price. Barbecue 76 says, I had somewhere ideas for large blasting areas. However, do you have any recommendations for recycling the blasting media besides a strainer? No, I don't. No, I have not done a lot with media blasting, so it's not really my bailiwick. Fred Hill says, I'm back.
Welcome back.
And Ed the old tech guy says, Husky half-inch sockets are great budget sockets too. They are. Michael says, if I drop out, wish to apologize in advance. Seeing little flickers of the lights from the electric utility, it's a concern.
Man, that's a bummer.
William says, the teeth wear out before you can cut through a bolt. The teeth?
I'm assuming he was talking about...
He was talking about the bower. I'm guessing you're talking about the blades. Mm-hmm. And I would not be surprised about that. Donna Ross says, I think Steve is going to fall asleep watching the stream.
I hear
Watch out for the drool. And Frank says, Mrs. DeBear, prayer sent for better health and beautiful rest. And Fred says, as of 2 weeks ago, test was negative.
Good job.
Awesome. Well, it's 8:30. We're past the normal one. First of all, I just want to say, don't forget that you can adopt a mod.
Yes.
If you want to help support the community here, YouTubers, all our mods, not all of them, but most of our mods are creators in their own right. It would be awesome if you would pick one of them, however you decide to choose them, and go over and check out their channel and give a like to one of their videos, leave a message, maybe share it, maybe subscribe. Who knows? Maybe we'll find some great new content.
Yep.
Also want to say a huge shout out to everyone who supported us with the super chats tonight. Thank you so much for you supporting the channel. It's fantastic. And as well as especially for all of our bear Den of Bears family here. You all are fantastic. And that's of course everyone with the bear behind their name. Thank you so much. I'm fading fast here.
I know, I am too. And I know we're just not 100%, but also I think that Stephen might be sending us some sleep vibes right now.
Yeah. My neck's also stiff. I think maybe I have the microphone set the wrong angle. Anyway, that's all we got for tonight.
Do check out the other mods. Check out their channels. If you are a mod, don't forget to put a link to your channel so it makes it easier for those that aren't familiar with your channel to come find you.
Also, make sure you check the community section on the Den of Tools. We'll let you know as we transition to Vegas. We're not going to be there for that long, but it's this week, next week, over the weekend, sometime. And in case we do happen to do it over the weekend and we can't do the live stream, make sure you check it out so you can be aware.
Right. And we will put up the Las Vegas address. I know a number of people have already contacted me asking me for the Las Vegas address. I think
come by and say hi.
No, I think it's like
not?
They wanted to send us something. And I think that we're slow to put the Montana address, so now we have to replace it back with the Las Vegas address. Trolling for $1 says, who won the cutters? There is somebody whose initial starts with A.
They didn't tell us what their screen name was. Did they?
I have a guess, but no, they did not.
Yeah, so we don't have their screen name, and we're not going to give out their personal name. So anyway, thank you all for joining us tonight. Till next time, you all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.